The scheming wizards of the Barrack Isle Envoy have been plundering an ancient Ostorian complex beneath Vaingate, right under the nose of Queen Claresca of Scartabel, the city guard and the high houses, all of whom might consider these relics to be their cultural inheritance, and then shipping them back to their own land far to the south. Milford Brixton and his companions have been tasked with infiltrating the wizards of the Barrack Isle Envoy and double-crossing this highly organised operation on behalf of a precarious triumvirate of allied crime lords consisting of the following individuals. Firstly, Drazael Storgentherm, the dwarven kingpin of Thrasis. Secondly, Hasseldrill, last name unknown, a mysteriously exiled high elven mastermind, purveyor of fine alcohol, owner of the Nag's Head and tutor to Milford Brixton. And finally, Milmore Glass, arcane trickster and gnomish quartermaster of the Daughters of Twilight, Solanor Temple, Vaingate. If they are able to succeed in this mission, every one of them will become exceedingly rich. And further, they will be double heisting the greatest heist in living history. Since entering into the wizard's service and meeting with Adric Fogdar and Xandor Rem, the foreman of the operation, the plot, however, has thickened. A drow slaving operation has been discovered below the city. An ancient cursed artifact has been uncovered. A high elven cleric of light, Gudael Dala Talandaran, has joined the group following visions from her goddess, Sehanine Moonbow. And now the Queen Claresca of Scartabel, a 9-year-old girl with no family left alive, has involved herself in the action. She too has a plan for our heroes. Barely surviving the rampages of a giant wolf-like fiend called the Shasuva, a creature set rampaging by the wizards of Barrack Isle themselves, as a distraction, Brixton's bunch have now returned to the Underdark and entered the Vizier's chamber once more. Here, an enormous complex houses the ancient funereal treasure ship whose guardian they have previously destroyed. Now the heroes rest and guard the Vizier's chamber's secrets against various factions, including drow slavers, the Queen's Guard, and not least, the lepers of Naught. This week, having fulfilled the requirements of their secret mission to steal at least 3 cartloads of ancient Ostorian treasures from the Barrack Isle Wizards' Annex for their true masters, Milford Brixton and his cohorts, Leith, Edrin, Adric and Gudael, will now have to decide upon their next course of action. Will Milford Brixton, Barry Tahira, pull off his heist and steal a shipment of relics bound for the arcane city of Barrack Isle? Will Adric Fogdar, Michael Bache, uncover more clues about the curse of the Banakayan dwarves? Will Leith Mistralath, Steve Austin, learn more of Tozen the Black Unicorn's intentions? Will Edrin Montcoff, Max Easy, receive a reply from his letters to Maria? Will the cleric Gudael Dala Talandaran, Joanna Grotenhouse, receive another vision from her goddess? Will Queen Claresca of Scartabel have all their heads for contriving to steal the property of her ancestors? Find out this week on the Vaingate Chronicles. I'm Russell Kirkby. Welcome to the show. I hope you enjoyed that huge spiel that I put together. I'd like to introduce Barry Tahira, Milford Brixton. Give us a wave, if you will, and feel free to say a few words. Steve Austin as Leith Mistralath.
Hey, everyone.
Gudael Dala Talandaran, played by Joanna Grotenhouse. Edrin Montcoff, Max Easy. And Adric Fogdar, Michael Bache.
A few words.
A few words. Yeah, feel free to say hi to the people and such. All right. So, up in... Let me just come over here. Now, our heroes are standing about, or rather they're sitting. Unfortunately, the miniatures won't sit down. I couldn't coax them to sit down. The miniatures are sitting around their campsite. Among the treasure of the giants, this huge, ancient, giant treasure and treasure ship that they're sitting amongst at the moment in this underground complex beneath the city of Vaingate. It's clearly dark. There's a crack above them that lets in a little bit of light during certain times of the day, but presently it's dark. And they're just kind of sitting there taking the beginnings of their long rest, having defeated the Shasuva in the previous episode. So yeah, what are you guys doing?
Hey,
Fogdar,
Eh?
I've got an idea.
Another one.
Well, I've been sitting here looking at you, feeding your face. Now, that boat,
Aye.
could we take the wood from that boat?
I don't see why not. Wait, is that a question of its make, whether it'll break, or whether its integrity, or returning it?
Okay, now, that boat, if we take the wood, we can build a bridge, across the
We
gap.
we could, but I'm not much of a carpenter, I'm afraid. Like we could
But
try.
now's the time to learn. And also, what I'm thinking is we'll take every kind of rope and chain we can possibly take and build some kind of hoist from here to where the main opening is. So the gold can just be pulled across, like, you know what I mean?
I follow. I follow.
Yeah.
I, it's not the worst plan in the world.
And
Yeah,
then
worth a try.
we'll have, like, your cart out there, and we'll fill that. We'll take it to the secret room and do what we did before and
That's
keep
not
doing it until there's nothing here.
that's not a terrible plan. That's not a terrible plan by any means.
Can it be done, though?
We'll have to inspect the wood. I'm not a carpenter, but we can have a look, and then
Okay.
see what'll happen there.
Well,
Russell, following this, I'm just gonna walk over and inspect the wood of the boat to see if I can figure out how rotted it is.
Right.
Because it's been there for like upwards of 30,000 years, right?
Right, exactly. Well, it's can you make a some sort of carpentry check, some sort of tool check that might relate to this? Do you have a
So I have calligraphers. I have proficiency with calligrapher supplies, mason's tools, and smith's tools. I don't know if any of those apply.
probably not. In which case, you can make a straight out investigation check then.
Investigation. There we are. That is a 15.
A 15. Now somebody just spent 1,000 divinity, fiery path of pain. Spent 1,000 divinity to set the DC. Now, did you have a DC in mind there, fiery path of pain?
Is it potentially less than 15?
That you pretty much get to decide whether or not he's going to pass that check.
either set it lower or have a re-roll.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that was an accident, but no, I'd say that he passes by a hair. All right. Well, you spent your
Huzzah!
divinity, so we'll give it to you. All right. So you realize that the wood has been treated, and it must have been treated with some sort of magical paste or something along those lines because it has survived remarkably well. There are definitely there are parts of the wood of the structure that has collapsed and has rotted away. But the fact that there is any at all that is left is remarkable. It's absolutely stunning to you. And as much as there is, so yeah, you think that there's a fair amount of it that you could discern simply by tapping it with a hammer or putting small punctures in it. To find out whether or not it just punches all the way through and how spongy it is. You find a couple of pieces that are a bit spongy where the paint job per se didn't quite cover the entire thing. There must have been a gap somewhere where something got in, or it might have suffered some kind of violence at some time from the outside, and that's allowed the air in and broken the seal. But yeah, does that answer your question?
Brixton! Absolutely. Brixton, good news. This wood's been treated quite well, so it'll likely outlive all of us. Depending on how much we can tear away with that in good sizes, we should be able to get some use out of this.
Now, have we each got rope? I know I've got like 50.
This seems to be something of a relic, though. I think it would be a bit of a shame if we were to tear it to pieces just for the sake of building a bridge.
Leaf.
Yes,
When
Milton?
you're holding the gold, then it'll be a bit of the same when you're a rich man and you can buy 20 boats.
Well, Leith, there's nothing saying that we couldn't rebuild the boat after its deconstruction. After all, a boat is if nothing but a
It
bridge
could be a
across water.
project for you, Leaf. We could all do it.
Well, just like Mr. Fogdar, I'm no carpenter really.
What's the worst that could happen, really? You couldn't fuck it up more than it is right now.
Well, yes, quite.
Well, we'll tear it apart, turn it into a bridge and or elevator and or pulley, and get it up onto higher ground. Brixton, what are you thinking about now or later? Because I don't know how the rest of you are feeling.
Get some rest, and maybe our wizards will come up with a brilliant plan to help us with the pulley thing. A little bit of magic to get us up there to make the pulley.
That's not the worst suggestion. Oh, speaking of magic and pulleys, Ethan, you had you showed up a way of levitating gold earlier when we were taking everything to the hidden room. Now, could you do that but lift across a gap, or is it just dedicated to being across ground?
Well, it really does depend. Let me just quickly get the exact wording out of my spell book. It does say 3 feet off the ground, so I suppose if there's a 15-foot gap,
That's not like...
that would be quite hard to then leap it across. You'd need something more of a sturdy levitation than something that relies on groundwork to hover over.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
However,
What are we wanting to carry?
The gold.
Oh,
That's just my thinking. If we could avoid levitating it across the gap without potentially wasting hours building a bridge and testing it to see if it's safe or not.
I see.
we wouldn't necessarily need to build a bridge. All we need to do is, I would suggest, get 2 long planks, put them across the gap, then build a sleigh of sorts, have someone like Mr. Fogdar on the other end, pulling the rope, and then it would just kind of slide across. We don't need to build a whole rigmarole. We could just build a very basic to and fro kind of, almost like a ferry.
I think that would suit us much better, actually. Yes. And how long does your floating disc last?
I believe it lasts an hour.
That's plenty of time if we get all our things together by the crevasse.
Yes, it does do. It is only about, again, 3 feet wide as well, but it can hold up to 500 pounds. So if we stack it and move quite genteel, I should be able to move quite a bit.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable to me. Brixton, does that come in line with everything you're thinking?
Oh, Brixton's been
You're
muted.
silent, Brixton.
Mr. Brixton?
Mr. Brixton, you're quiet. You're under silence right now. Somebody cast silence on Mr. Brixton.
Unsilent. Oh, there we go.
Oh, it's a better idea than the one I had.
Saves
So,
time.
let's go with it.
All right. Shall we have a rest? Because I don't know how much in the way of energy you've got left, Adrian.
I am. I mean, I could still do some things, but my disc would take about 10 minutes for me to cast, and I can do that quite regularly if given time. Otherwise, I do have a very limited amount of sources to be able to do it instantaneously.
I don't see why we couldn't do it now then. If I shift the goal, shift some treasure, Adrian does his thing, and then we start moving it across. Get Mortimer and Betsy to hoof it to the hole in the wall, and we're good. Everyone's asleep and or awake right now. No one's expecting us to do anything.
That sounds like a good idea. I would need someone to help stack the gold, but after a while, I think that'd be easily doable if given enough time.
Aye.
I would be happy to help you, Edrin.
Ah, thank you.
Goodale's all this time she's been tending to her wounds from the previous battles, including her facial injury, and she's taken out a moonstone necklace that she keeps under her clothes, and she's been stroking the scar and it's steadily disappearing. Just thought I'd slip that in there.
No, that's
great.
That's lovely. That's lovely color work.
Quite apt. You're quite good at this healing sort of thing. I suppose that because you're an expert.
Well, I have spent 50 years with the Daughters of Twilight studying such things.
That's fair. I've spent 50 years drinking, so I suppose we're both experts in some field.
Oh no! I mean, the way you took that dragon's breath, it wasn't particularly expert. I'll say that, Adrian.
No, though I must say, for someone who's got plenty more years, decades on me, even, I think that you showed quite a lacking constitution against it as well.
Having experienced that drink, I don't think anyone could be expert in that.
I'm willing to try.
Older than I.
Hey, only by 10-ish years. It's not that much. I'm only 68. I'm young. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm 114, and I apparently I'm quite young.
Shut up, Leith. You and your infinite lifespan.
Oh, well, no, not infinite. I can certainly die.
I'm gonna pat him on his thigh. I'm teasing you. It's fine.
Oh.
You're fine.
Oh, dwarven humor. Yes, I get it. Yes.
It's okay. Spend more time with me. You'll become accustomed to it, and in no time, I promise.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
In Dwarvish, I would like to say to Mr. Fogdar, I was wondering if you could also help me dispose of something.
What would that be?
The big table-sized book. I don't know how strong you are, but I don't think I've been thinking about it, and I don't think anything good can come out of that book, literally and metaphorically. And I think it wouldn't be amiss if it fell into some indeterminably depthed water or an endless chasm.
I'm gonna look Adrian in the eyes and go, trust me when I say this, I'm strong enough.
Very good. I'm glad to hear it, and I pat him on the back. And I say, then return back into common. I think we should get a move on with our work, if we're going to do it now, if that was the consensus, or are we going to wait?
Oh, I thought we were taking a bit of a rest.
No, we can take our long rest now. We can do first thing in the morning.
That would be good. It would help me. It would be much easier for me in terms of practicality once I've got a bit more of my repertoire ready.
The trouble is, we
yes.
don't know how long that distraction's gonna be.
Braxton makes a good point.
There's a very good point.
I
Adrian,
do
could
that
you
sometimes. I make very good points sometimes.
very occasionally, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I guess as long as we're not getting into any sort of trouble, because I could do with a bit of a rest just to recharge, as it were, before we head further down.
Just to quickly, I want to answer a question from chat. Fiery Path of Pain said, "Are they in an open field?" They're actually underground. They're in a huge chamber underground with this massive funerary ship. It's called the Vizier's Chamber. So hopefully that answers your question. Oh no, T. Earl Grey Hot. Well, welcome back. We've only just started, really. We haven't gone very far yet. Our party have just been discussing what they're going to do next. So no, you're all good. All right, back to the players.
Brixton, I agree, and I would be remiss to miss out on some of our plunder. But if the people need rest, they need rest. And worst case scenario, We get out, we get discovered, and oh no, I'm terribly sorry, Xandor. We're about to bring the gold back to you. We didn't.
Oh
didn't
no,
want,
no, no,
anything.
no. Remember, you saw the lepers of not down here.
Not down here, no.
Oh yes, you
course.
did. You saw lots of them.
Right, I've seen many lepers down here. Now we had to excavate some of the gold with us, lest they take
That's
some
right.
with them.
That's right. We had a terrible battle. Terrible.
Wounded. Goodale has a slash in her face. Eden lost a foot. It's terrible stuff.
Oh yes.
Eden lost a foot, like a whole foot.
Well,
was
you
6
know,
foot.
it's up for interpretation. Is it
That's
a
right,
foot
that's
or
right.
is it a foot?
And
It
the
can only
magical
grow to
stuff,
9 foot rather than 10.
He was
The
7 feet
magical
tall
things
before.
they did to poor old Leaf was terrible.
Oh, I had to watch. I had that awful book pressed right against my face, and
Oh, that's right.
Horrors.
That's right. And they took a giant book with them.
terrible
Yeah.
stuff. Speaking of, should I dispose of that book right now? Actually,
If you could, down the chasm, it would definitely put my mind at ease.
all right.
Where does that chasm lead to? Because I do worry that such evil just being thrown away into casually down a chasm, it could end up anywhere.
Now consider this: if someone else, potentially starting with an H and ending with Amir, were to come down and see this book and be like, "Oh, I remember that. That's mighty powerful." And he were to convince a certain foreman of ours, named starting with a Z and ending with Andor, and decided, well, Andor, this thing's dangerous, and I need to study this.
Oh, that was a very good impression.
Well, I do try. Yeah, well, I'm sure Xandor would go, all right, Hamir, you may go and have a look at this thing. And, well,
So is that. I'm very impressed.
I spent much time with these two people. And, well, can you imagine if Hamir got his hands on whatever's awful things are lingering amongst those pages?
Yes.
Well, yes, but better the devil you know than the devil you
Oh,
don't.
let's not talk about devils now.
But I'm saying, if we just threw it away and who knows what's down at the bottom of that chasm, it might float, it might end up in a river, and it might end up in the hands of someone even more evil than Hymir.
Excuse me, my lady. In any one of your little dreams, did it have a funny book in it?
Book? No, not a book. But I was just thinking, Leith may have a point. What if the crevasse actually led to the Pakad Rift somehow?
Oh, yes,
That's a
well,
good point.
that's a good point. Good point, Leaf. Good point, my lady.
Well, I mean, it's a book. Surely we could just set it on fire.
I thought I made my own point pretty succinctly, but thank you, Goodale.
No, that was very succinct. Don't you worry about that. Now listen. What we're gonna do with this book is we're gonna give it. Why don't we give it to the Daughters of Twilight and they can get rid of it as they see fit?
Well, it's carrying something quite that large out is going to be a mission. It's going to be quite hard. And,
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I can only carry it for a maximum of, if before a rest, another minute, and with a rest, 2 minutes.
Okay.
So
What about the water below us? It won't lead to anything, and no one's going to search some water for a potentially ruined old book.
well,
That's a point, and we could weigh the book down.
oh, we could just set it on fire. I've burned books accidentally.
Yeah,
We can have a go, but I don't think anything here might be easily destroyed by some fire, especially if it was a funerary book for...
A huge, powerful, potentially
huge
evil
house.
giant.
Yes, exactly.
Right. It's not a bad point. No, screw it. Now let's worry about, let's burn that bridge when we get to it. I think for the moment, I think we've probably got to have a quick rest. Unfortunately.
okay, quick
Deal
rest.
with it first thing in the morning.
So we're
Okay.
gonna have a big rest, don't we?
The big, huge, and large rest. Aye.
I let's do that then.
The super extraordinary rest, you mean?
The
Now,
long rest.
the girthy rest. Aye.
The
Yeah,
quite
because we're gonna need it.
the quite large rest.
Yes.
Aye.
In-
If you were looking at the rest from below, it would appear to be quite huge.
I'm sorry, I can't quite can finish that conversation in character.
that was for people that watched last week's episode. Okay, moving on.
All right, quick now. We ain't got time to muck around. We gonna take a rest or not?
Let me
Aye,
find my considerably quite big rest button. There we go.
That's
approximately
terrible.
approximately huge rest.
All right. So you guys are gonna take a bit of a sleepsy buys, are you? A bit of a nine eyes.
Yeah, we done that.
All right. And are you gonna take watches, or are you just gonna?
Yes, we're gonna take watches.
Well, Leith doesn't need the sleep, so
Right. So Leith's gonna.
Leith is basically Mr. Watch guy.
Okay. So
It's
Leith.
it's really the only thing that I'm good for. So I mean,
You're good
I mean,
for
you can
plenty,
all
easy.
get some sleep, and I will stay awake and make sure that we are safe. I will if anything bad happens, I will wake one of you.
Thank you, Leith.
I'd
I will
appreciate
sit
that.
with you, Leith, and I will
Oh.
chance with you, and we can take turns perhaps chancing so that we get the benefit of that.
Oh, yes, that's absolutely up to you. I don't really partake, but I can try.
As everyone's as settling in, I'm gonna sidle up to Edrin, and in Dwarvish I'm gonna say to him, I hope I'm not imposing at all, but I was wondering if you could tell me about your boy.
Oh, Peter.
Aye.
Well, what would you like to know about him?
I'm just curious about what it's like to be a father.
It's I, to be honest, wouldn't exactly know. Quite early on, he wasn't a very available boy. He was very distant, and he would often almost ignore us, and he would kind of just sit on his own and just stare at the wall and not really do anything. And after a while, it kind of just got a bit much for me and Maria. Not that we were particularly affectionate parents either, but at about 7 or 8, we sent him off to live with his uncle Gadolf. My uncle Gadolf. He's a very, very joyous man. He likes his drink. He's a lot more of a stern father figure. I think it'd be good for him. He's had his own children, quite a few. So I thought if anyone's going to raise the boy properly, it's going to be Uncle Gadolf. I didn't really know what I was doing, so I'm afraid I don't exactly have the best experience of fatherhood. If you're curious.
Well, I'm just wondering. I mean, no one prepares you to be a father, so your experience is as valid as anyone else's.
Thank you. I didn't really do much. I don't know if it's much of an experience, just kind of letting him do his thing and talking to him at dinner and giving him clothes. That's really.
You tried. You took an interest. You were there when you could be, right? You're much too harsh on yourself. Much too harsh. Parenting isn't easy. Not that I know.
No, I suppose it's not, but I don't know. I suppose you would always feel like you could do more.
Hey, it's like anything.
Yes, I do feel a bit bad for just sending them off, but I wouldn't really know what to do with them otherwise.
Well, if I may offer a suggestion from someone who's not a parent, you can only do your best. And another thought, I'm something of an artisan, and children are art, aren't they? So no great art is ever finished. It's simply left. And over time, art is beautiful on its own.
Call me a heartless father. I don't see a lot of beauty in that boy. He wasn't a very, when I say affectionate, I don't necessarily mean outwardly or receiving of affection. He wasn't a very empathetic, sympathetic boy, and the incident with the arson wasn't necessarily his first red flag.
Surely that wasn't accident. It just sounds like a child being a child.
There's a few times where that child hasn't necessarily been a child. But
Well, it's even in comparably larger lifespans, there's never enough time, I've found. So maybe once this is over, maybe he just needs a bit more time. But I don't mean to pry. I'm terribly sorry.
no, that's fine. I hope I'm not prying either. But have you ever, I guess, loved someone? Not family, but someone. Have you ever had a connection with them where you've just kind of that fallen in love thing? You know what that's like?
Once, aye.
All right. What was that like?
I've spent most of my life underground, and you get used to shadows leaping out from flames. You get used to gemstones glittering around corners, and the darkness is full of beauty in its own way, but nothing compared to walking out into the open air a year ago and seeing my first dawn. The only thing that really compared was meeting my Miglaya, and it's something its own way, aye. But time has a way of moving, and even the most beautiful dawn becomes noon to dusk and then night. So once, aye.
There is a moment there where this drift of dust comes down from above through the cracks and falls through the chamber to the floor, making a sound across the, sort of echoing in the chamber briefly as the roof shifts under the weight of the city above.
I think that was another.
If Milford heard that, he keeps it to himself.
Oh, that was all in Dwarven.
Oh, I didn't hear that then. Well, I heard the Dwarven.
You probably heard the tone.
Yeah.
They were talking about something serious.
Aye.
Okay, keep that.
What makes what about you? I feel like that question was very pointed.
Perhaps Milford rolls over at that point.
Let's just say at my age, I mean, I'm not all that young for not all that old for a human, but I feel it a little bit more in my soul than I do in my body, and I hope before I end, I could feel that too.
There are many kinds of love, Adrian, and there are too few people. So, plan it. And even if the love that you dream about never comes, the love that you have, grasp it, hold it close, and that's all you can do, really. Anyway, I've kept you awake for much too long.
No, that's fine. I've needed to make notes and prepare things. And speaking of notes and preparing, if I ever don't come back from anything, on my person I keep with me an abundance of letters to my wife, just letting her know what I've been up to. I sent them when we were at Queen Claresca's palace, the most recent ones, the earliest ones I've written. If anything happens, send them off. They'll be mostly illegible. I write in a very specific code to her to prevent any prying eyes from reading anything. I worked on it and developed it, and I tested it out on her to see if she could crack it, and then eventually taught her how to do it. But yes, if anything happens, if you could send them to her, that definitely put my mind at ease as well.
That I can do. That I can do.
Thank you.
Not a problem. And Adric's gonna stand up and waddle over, climb into his sleeping bag, and sit upright.
Okay. You do that, Adric. And Idrin, what do you do there?
I keep writing and studying and making notes until I find it way too hard to keep my eyes open. I roll over, I pull out my little teddy bear, and I fall into a heavily disturbed sleep.
Very well. Sleeping is kind of difficult because you guys have been through a lot recently, and having just fought that Shasuva, that was something that none of you have ever seen before. And the conversation that you just had basically occurred after you stopped panting and after your breath started to return to a normal kind of reasonable pace and your heart stopped pounding. So every now and again you'll have these momentary flashbacks of this combat that you've been through with this enormous fiend wolf, this demonic wolf creature with these massive spines on it and this orange glow pouring forth from its mouth and these huge glowing red eyes. And the way it slapped those soldiers into the wall and just smashed them with its tail. And the poison that it did to various people during that combat too. These flashbacks sort of recur to you as you sit there thinking about your day and then the conversation with Adric. And then eventually you pass off into sleep when you were just too tired. And Leith, you're awake through all of that conversation?
Yes. Leith actually turns to Gadale and says, I was actually wondering if you might be able to show me some way that I could go into that kind of trance. I've never really tapped into that kind of thing before, and I think maybe I've always been a bit too scared, but it does interest me and kind of fascinates me. Would you mind explaining it and suggesting some ways I could find that in myself?
Oh, yes, I'm surprised. Were you not taught how to do this as a child, Mr. Leith?
Well, I led a very, you could say, sheltered life as a child. My parents had some very strange ideas, as did our clan. They weren't very much into study of the gods or those sort of things. Which I do realize now is very unusual, but
Oh, well, all families have their peculiarities. Yes, I will help you. And then I guess Goodell leads Lee through maybe a meditation that helps her slip into trance.
Okay, very good. Quick
Leith is
question for the audience, actually. Is the D&D Beyond overlay working? Because I can't make it work. Can anyone tell if that's actually working? I'm just curious. It should work automatically, but it...
that's something that has to be looked at on
Yeah, on stream. So.
on a browser, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where.
Than on
You
No, I was
guys,
just
you
like,
guys
yeah,
don't
you
need to
get
do
me,
it.
right?
You guys don't need to do that.
Okay.
I'll figure it out. It's really for the audience to
I think
report.
it's working for me. I've just clicked on it.
For the audience to
I think it's working for me. I've just clicked on it.
Okay. It's working for you, huh? I can't make... Oh, there it is. Yep, it's going. Okay, my apologies, everyone. It is going.
Leith also adds, I am maybe just a little bit nervous about going too far into this because you may have noticed I have some visions of my own,
Yep, it's
and I'm
working.
not sure how that will work.
Who's that a question for?
That was for Goodale.
Oh, I'm sorry. What
I think
was?
she was on mute. Leith was just saying he wasn't sure how the voice in his head
Yes.
would interact with what's going on. So I am a little bit nervous about going too deep.
Yes, I can see that would be a concern. I find, I know it's not at all the same, but my trances help me to sort out the visions I get when I have seizures. They're not the same. The seizures are very different. I suppose.
Well, we can at least try, can't we?
We can.
What show me what must I do first to get myself in the right zone, place?
Yes. I would suggest first adopt a sitting posture that is comfortable for you.
Oh yes.
And if it helps, you can hold my hands.
Oh,
If that helps you to feel grounded and safe.
okay. Yes.
Okay? And close your eyes. Close your eyes and practice this breathing.
All right. And I'll get you both to make perception checks.
Oh, that's a 9 for me.
A 9.
$11.
11. Okay. All right. Never mind. Please continue.
Okay. So breathe in for a 5 5 count, and then breathe out for a 5 count. And as you breathe out, try to let all the tension come out of your muscles.
All right. So, long story short, you guys spend some time practicing meditation, and Leith, you go further and further into this trance, and you begin to let go. Would that sound about a reasonable assumption?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Would you like to make a wisdom? I think it would just be wisdom, not even arcana. Just
Wisdom check?
Just a wisdom check, yeah.
Yep.
Try not to roll a 1.
I will certainly try after last week. 15.
15, okay. Yeah, you seem to be having some success here, and you can feel yourself kind of getting further into this calm state that feels almost impenetrable, and you surround yourself in this blue cosmic egg that seems to protect you from all spiritual forces, which is very very endearing to you. You feel like you've got a new tool at your disposal, perhaps. I mean, that's my suggestion. You don't have to feel anything. It's your character, but that's my impression of how it might work. And as this continues, after a while, you have the sense, because your eyes are partly open, and so it's sort of a waking meditation. Did you say you had your eyes open, or are your eyes closed at the moment? Actually,
Eyes were closed.
eyes were closed. Okay.
Goodale said, "Close your eyes."
Okay. Well, you notice this kind of flickering light on your eyelids then, after a while.
Does it seem like it's coming from outside my eyelids, or is it just like that retinal kind of flutter?
It feels a bit like it might be. It feels like it's outside your eyelids. It's hard to say, but yeah.
I'll open them and have a look.
Okay. As you look around, you thought for a moment that you saw a shadow moving amongst the treasure and the treasure ship. Some large shadow and a flick of something black flicking around behind a post.
I'll stand up and just walk slowly towards it.
Okay, so you stand up and you begin to walk across the floor in this direction. Can you make a athletics check? Athletics saving throw, actually.
Athletics saving throw.
Yeah.
So a strength saving throw.
We'll make
Is that what you mean?
make it an acrobatics, yeah, because it would be dex. Yeah, it would be a dexterity check.
Is it a saving throw or a check?
It is a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. Okay. 21.
21, okay.
Yeah.
All right, you're walking across the treasure and you're sort of afraid that it's going to shift under you, but you manage to keep it completely steady and it doesn't move an inch. And you move around.
Feeling very light and lifted at the moment after that experience.
Right. I don't know what Goodale is doing at this point. Is she, as you stand up?
She breaks out of the trance that she's in as well and looks around.
So you see Leith stand up and begin moving towards this large piece of the ship that's sticking up out of the treasure at odd angles. And he begins to move around the side of it. Okay, and Leith, as you get to the edge of it, you come around the corner. Can you make a perception check for me?
I think Goodale gets up and she's following him because she's a bit concerned after his first trance experience.
Very well. Can you make a dexterity saving throw too, please?
A dirty 20 for me.
A dirty 20. All right.
On my perception.
All right. One moment. How was that check?
My saving throw is a 7, so I won't be much help for Leith.
As you are walking behind Leith, you're stepping on the coins, and there's this kind of shift among the coins, and this small avalanche of gold goes pouring down amongst the piles of treasure, making a considerable sound. Anybody that's not asleep, I mean, who's awake at this point? This is still just you guys, isn't it, at this point? Everyone else is actually asleep.
Yeah.
Right.
I think so. Do I go down with this little avalanche?
You kind of shift down. Yeah, you move about 15, 20 feet down as it sort of moves. But you're standing on top of these coins, and you probably tumble to your knees and hands and knees.
Ooh.
And you look up and you see Leith at the sort of peak of this pile of treasure. And Leith, as you come around the corner of this wood and what have you, you see the unicorn standing in front of you. And Tozen's head comes around the corner. Mistralath.
You?
You're
not
yes.
Just inside my head.
I am both here and in your mind. Your vision of me is very real.
Well, uh, um, hello. Why are you choosing this moment to visit me?
You are finding your way to yourself, Mr. Lath.
Well, isn't everyone?
Perhaps. Perhaps not everyone. Where are you going with all of this?
With my friends. Well, we're going to try and find this treasure.
It seems to me you have found the treasure.
Well, yes, no, more to transport it, really. Um, um, and he looks back to Goodale, who's fallen off the coins. Should I be telling people about you?
I would not if I were you. They will think you mad.
I see. Well, my friends at least know that I have some sort of thing talking to me in my head.
That was perhaps a mistake, Mr. Lath.
Yes. Sir? My lord?
Yes.
How do I address you?
As you will, I am Tozen.
Yes, Tozen.
Your companion, Adric. He seeks the city of Abnog-Gur.
Oh, yes.
You would do well to assist him there.
He seems very trustworthy, and I can assure you that I will do my best to keep an eye out for him. But I don't know how to keep him safe.
You will learn. You have learnt much already, Mr. Laff, have you not?
Yes, I have, and I thank you for every day of the learnings that I have had.
Protect the priestess.
Yes.
Her mission, she does not know it yet, but her mission is imperative to your destiny.
I'll look back down at Goodale again and look back at Tozen and say, really?
These will be your
Oh.
companions, perhaps for life, at least for the rest of yours.
I see.
Think on this, Mr. Lath.
I shall.
Find Abnog-Gur.
Very well, Tozen. Thank you.
Your priestess seeks a relic there. She does not know this yet, but she will.
Will I know the relic if I see it?
Speak to her of it.
To Goodale?
Yes.
Very good. I shall.
I have time for one last question. What will it be, Mr. Lath? He tosses his mane.
I have been wondering these many months, why me? Why did you choose me to give this gift to? Who am I?
Convenience. You were convenient.
Oh,
You are not special, Mr. Lath,
I,
but it is your destiny.
yes, sir.
Perhaps one day you will be.
Thank you.
Tozen withdraws into the shadows, and the last thing you see is the point of his unicorn his horn disappearing into the darkness.
Leith just runs down the hill of coins back to the campsite.
Right.
It just sits down and goes back into attempt to go back into a trance again.
Okay.
Leith, are you all right?
I need to ask you something.
Okay, it's perfectly normal for first-time trancers to experience discomfort. Not discomfort is in pain, but it can be very overwhelming.
This is more than that.
Oh,
I am destined to be accompanying you, to be accompanying Adric and this party.
destined.
Something about a relic that you are seeking from Abnor Gur.
Well, it is true the Daughters of Twilight are often after relics.
I must stay with you as long as we can stay together.
Okay. Goodell takes Leith's hand and says, well, yes, of course, we'll stay together, of course.
I feel I need to clear my head after what has just happened. Maybe back into the trance again would be a good place for me right now.
Okay.
And Leith just crosses his legs and tries to go back into trance.
All right. So the rest of this rest passes uneventfully, and everyone receives their hit dice and their full hit points back and their spell slots and so on and so forth. However, despite mechanically being rested, you don't emotionally feel rested. You wake up having had strange dreams, those of you that dream. Idrin, in particular, you dream of a very large, coiling, tentacled, cosmic horror laid out, strewn upon the beach of your forefathers.
Who was that to?
Idrin. My map just did a weird thing. That's bizarre. That's
How bizarre?
bizarre. Hold on. I can fix this now. I know how to fix this. Oh no. Hang on. Let's do this.
I'm the center of everything.
You're the center of everything. What the hell just happened now? Oh my god. Okay, that was weird. I thought that would be way easier to solve, but no, we're going to be really irritating.
And we all appear to have disappeared.
Yes.
Now.
Into sleep.
Yes.
Into an endless slumber.
Awesome. Why does this program suck so badly? No. Try again.
We might have to take a short break
Yeah, let's take a
to
short
get that
break.
resorted.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back
Apologies, watchers.
once we've sorted that out. Thank you very much. Be right back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again. We're still experiencing some minor technical difficulties, which I'm going to
Fingers
solve
crossed.
while we continue. I'm assuming this is live. We transitioned. I'm not seeing
Are
it
we
on
live?
the live stream.
Oh, we're live. I can see us.
We are live.
brilliant.
Okay, cool.
Yes, we are.
We're just a little bit funky boarded.
A little bit funky boarded, exactly, and that's what I'm about to solve. So,
Funky, funky, funky.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we can fix that nonsense now.
Okay.
All right, so can I get everyone to make a wisdom check, please?
I got a 3.
I got a 5.
Oh, that was cocked until it wasn't. That is a 3 as well.
Is it a wisdom saving or is it wisdom straight up?
Wisdom check.
Just a
yeah.
straight
wisdom
wisdom
check.
check, yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a 14.
A 14, okay. So, based on your wisdom checks, you guys can decide for yourselves who wakes up in what order.
All right.
Assuming Leith, of course, didn't actually sleep, but there's that.
Well, but Leith has been trying to bury himself in the trance for the night. But
Right, so it's sort
but
of when
wakes
does he
early.
come out of that trance?
yeah, wakes early and is.
All
and
right,
is
highest
quite
wakes up
hyper-aware.
first. Highest wakes up first.
Yeah.
I think that was me.
Right, well, that actually makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So Leith is quite hyper aware and like just sitting, looking after the fire and starting to make some breakfast for everybody, but not really putting his heart and soul into it.
Whoever was next.
comes after
Goodale, I
that?
believe that's you with a 7.
Oh, I'm next? Oh, that makes
Yeah, I
sense.
think so.
Okay. So Goodale approaches Leith and starts helping him with the breakfast.
Oh, thank you.
How are you feeling this morning, Mr. Leith?
Just a bit nervous after things that occurred last night.
I'm
It was-
terribly sorry your first trance experience was so disturbing. for you.
Well, it wasn't the trance itself. I feel quite safe, actually, in the trance. It's it was quite a comforting feeling.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was things I saw and things I experienced. Didn't you see?
No, I saw you take off up the hill of treasure, and I tried to follow you, but I couldn't. I don't know what was happening.
In the background, you hear, "Oh fuck!" as Adric unzips his sleeping bag, stands up, and you hear the sound of a fistful of marbles being thrown at a granite wall as he cracks his back. Oh, I don't like that.
Oh.
Good morning, you two. Hey.
Mr. Edric, did you sleep well?
Great. I sleep like a bundle of pebbles. It's the waking that doesn't do me. If I
Oh,
could
would
just
you like
not
shut
wake
up? I'm trying to sleep.
Oh, shut up! It's morning, you Brixton. You were
What?
up the first.
What do you mean it's
You-
morning?
You with your 9 hours of sleep.
M-
You're half
Mr.
elf. Absolute disgrace.
Mr. Brixton never wakes up well. It's something I've come to realize. He's a bit of a grump in the morning.
What do you mean I'm a bit of a grump?
Oh,
should've cl-
I'm
should've
not a
climbed
bit
under
of a grump. Should we get on with work now? We got
Oh, if you
things to
wanted-
do.
If you wanted undisturbed sleep, you should have climbed in the sarcophagus of the vizier. Sleep forever.
Oh, look here, you pointy nosed ruddy. Oh, let's get to work, shall we?
Sorry, I can't hear
Well-
you. Get down on my level, Brixton.
We should
Nobody
probably
can get down on your level, lad.
Right, perception
Mr.
checks.
Leith,
I-
let's pass out the coffee.
Perception checks, please.
22.
You laugh now. 22 from Leith. Okay.
Oh,
No.
I'm having trouble.
9.
8, 9.
Much better rolls this week. After last week's 5 1s.
All right.
8 from Adric.
8.
20.
Wow.
No, a dirty 20, not a proper.
Okay. Dirty 20 from Milford Brixton. Very well. Adric was an 8. What was Edrin?
Still asleep.
Okay then. Well, Edrin, you don't notice anything, but Milford and Leith, you hear something coming from the large crack on the far side of the room that none of you have been down ever before.
There's something coming from that large crack over there. Can you
Kind of-
hear that, Leaf?
Reckon you should go have a look.
Sounds
Yes, what-
sounds like a rock that's tumbled or something like that. Maybe it could be natural occurrence, or it might be something's disturbed it.
I mean, it could be nothing, but should we go and have a look, perhaps?
I don't want to go and have a look. Every time I go and have a look, I get,
Well, up to you, Mr. Brixton. I after
Look,
last night's events, I
you
don't
lot,
feel very
you
confident.
lot, start doing what we said we were going to do. I'll go and have a look. All right.
Oh, yes.
Right,
Would you
right.
like a coffee while you're going?
Thank you, Leaf.
You're
That's
welcome.
very nice of you, you know.
Well, I've got to try and keep us all in ship shape, and
That's an important thing, you know. You're very important.
I think
Don't
I
let
oh,
anybody tell
I
you
think
any
I think I made what you humans, well,
Excuse me, I'm not a human.
you're more human than I am, but what you might call a pun.
Oh,
Is
yes.
it a pun that you call it?
I think they call it a pun.
Ship shape, and I'll point at the boat.
You did very well,
Do,
Leith. I'm
do,
very
do you
proud
get
of
the
you.
pun?
Could you not
Is that-
have your breakfast?
Yes,
and
we
get
got
on
it,
with
Leith.
You're brilliant, Leith. You're making such progress. I'm
Very
so
good.
proud of you.
I wasn't sure if
You
that was
lot.
going to work.
Listen, you lot. Have breakfast and get on with doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Okay, so
I'll go and check what's going on in there.
While he
Thank
goes
you,
and checks
Brixton.
that, Adric's gonna go and grab Edrin's sleeping bag and drag him closer towards the breakfast.
okay, well, as you're having this conversation and you're about to turn around to go and do that, Adric,
Oh shit.
I will have you all roll for initiative.
Ah shit.
Oh, I hate this. I'm never gonna
That's
get
a
any
4
work
for
done
me.
around here.
Do I need to roll it for being unconscious as well? But I can only act once I've been woken up.
So that was a 4 for Leith, right?
15 for me.
15 for me.
In answer to your question, Edrin, yes, roll for initiative.
17 for Goodale.
17 for Goodale.
Samesies.
Adrian, how did you get 17 from being asleep?
Because when I'm awake, I am alert.
Yeah, when he wakes up, he will come in near the top of the next round.
Yeah.
Milford, what was yours?
15.
15.
So I'm technically at the bottom.
And Adric, what was yours again?
15.
15. Okay.
Oh,
right.
it looks like Milford just got an inspiration point paid for as well by T.E.L. Grey Hot.
Oh wow. Okay. Inspiration from Milford
Awesome.
Brixton. Very nice. Okay, so you are inspired, Milford. You're feeling inspired. Ooh. Don't get too inspired. You might break something. All right.
I've already been inspired, didn't I? Oh my god, okay.
Just not today.
Thank
take
you
it, my
very
dude.
much for my inspiration.
All right. In the first round, Goodale, what you notice is you see some sort of light happening up in the corner. It's sort of a small glowy thing happening behind some rocks up in that crack in the wall, and it sort of slips over the wall and starts shifting towards you. And as it gets closer, you recognize it for what it is, some kind of spiritual weapon floating along the floor and heading for Adric's back. What are you...
Get down! And
All
can
right.
I cast a shield of faith on him?
You can, in fact, do that.
Okay.
What does that do?
Gives you +2 armor class, I think.
Oh shit. That bumps me up to 21.
Is that what it does, Goodale?
Beefy
Yeah,
boy.
a shimmering field appears and surrounds a creature of your choice within range, granting it a +2 bonus to AC for the duration.
Thank you muchly.
So what's your armor class now?
21.
All right. Well, this spiritual weapon comes slamming up to you, and it's a scimitar. You can make a perception check actually as it comes towards you, and it goes off the shield of faith. It just kind of stops and starts to swing around for another attack. But at that point, Goodale, that was a bonus. Was that a bonus for action or a reaction or an action?
I did not think of it. I don't know. Hold on. It is. What is it? It's a bonus action.
A bonus action. Okay, so you still have an action to take if you wish to use it. And you can also make a perception check.
I'll do the perception check first if I can.
Yes, please. Also, by the way, Milford T. Earl Grey Hot gave you that inspiration for being her favorite. Just so you know that. These guys, not her favorite. Milford Brixton, her favorite.
Favorite.
Right.
And you're my favorite.
Haha. There you go.
Aw.
No.
11.
All right, 11. Okay, you can't. All you're seeing is shadows moving around up there, like they're flickering, and the light of the sacred weapon kind of obscures them, sort of eclipses any sort of shapes or anything coming from up in that hole. So you don't know what sent that down here. Any actions you'd like to take now? Movement.
Is anyone close to me?
Yeah, everybody's somewhat close to you. Everyone is within 15 feet of you.
Okay. Who's closest to me?
They can choose. Who would like to be closest to Goodale? Probably Leith.
All right.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
All right. So I dive at Leith and take him down, and I'm going to cast a cantrip of resistance on him.
Okay, and is that an action or a bonus action? Because you can only have one.
Ooh, that's
bonus
an that's an action.
It's an action. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I believe that is legal. Very
Okay.
good. So you take him to the floor. Now you've used all your movement to do that. Now, however, both of you are prone, which means that any ranged attack has disadvantage against you.
Oh no! Sorry, Leith.
No, it's good.
That's good.
It's good.
So what does the resistance give me?
Once before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to one saving throw of its choice. It can roll the die before or after making the saving throw.
Okay, thank you.
And then it ends.
Cool.
Saving
And how
saving
long-
throw only.
How long does it last? Like
So,
a minute or something?
after. Sorry. It ends after the saving throw.
Ends after the saving throw. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's no duration on that spell at all.
No. I'll concentrate up to 1 minute.
Up to
is
1
the
minute.
duration.
That's what I wanted to know.
Right.
Yep. Thank
Yep.
you. All right, Adric.
All right, so the spiritual weapon's right on me,
Yeah.
right?
Just
If I-
bounced off your newly created spiritual shield. Shield of faith, spiritual weapon. Seems like the gods are fighting over you.
Don't like that.
All right. Isn't that ironic?
So, yeah. So do I see the glowing?
You see the glowing of the spiritual weapon.
Not the caster. No.
No, you don't see the caster. You can
Okay.
make a perception check. What's the range on your? You've got 60-foot dark vision, don't you? So.
I have 120-foot dark
Oh
vision.
my, 120-foot dark vision. Well, very well then. I'll tell you what. You can make a perception check with advantage.
When you said roll perception just now to Goodale, I rolled it. I think, not really thinking, and I rolled a 21.
That's a shame, isn't it? Because that's not what I asked you to do. So you're gonna have to roll again now.
Oh no! What if it goes higher?
But
oh,
it
wait,
is
that's
with
the-
advantage.
Huzzah! Perception.
No, roll with advantage from scratch, please.
Can do. 23.
Very
It got
good.
higher.
It got higher. It got
Cool.
higher. All right. So you see, you can see two figures skulking in this kind of vesica-shaped crack that's sort of comes up over the wall from the wall on the south side of the chamber. beyond the rubble, and it seems to be filled with rubble too. But these two creatures are kind of skulking through the big broken stones and such.
Okay.
You can also see spider webs up there as well. Ugh.
Is there a way for me to get to the hole, or is it looks like elevated or?
It is a little bit elevated, but there is rubble leading up to the edge of it. This is the crack through which the Drider, sorry, not the Drider, I keep saying Drider, it's not a Drider, the spider riders.
Spider riding drow.
The spider riding drow, thank you. The spider riding drow came through in that first, the first time you came through here.
That's basically what Drider is in old school D&D, right?
Kinda, except the Drider is a drow that's been turned into a Drider by Lolth for having failed a test.
Ah,
Super
right.
duper cursed.
Yeah, it's
Right,
like a dark elf version of a centaur.
Yep. But you guys don't know none of that.
And how far away is the hole from where I am now?
It's about 70 feet.
Ah, shit. Fuck it. I'm gonna attack the spiritual weapon because that's a danger to me and everyone around me.
All right. Well, there's nothing really to attack. You can't attack it per se, but you know you can try.
No, I'm just gonna run past and head towards the two figures in the shadowy crevice.
All right. Okay.
So that's maximum. I can take a dash action actually, so that's 50 feet of movement.
All right. It gets a opportunity attack on you though.
Does it?
Why wouldn't it?
Because it's an object, not a creature. I could be wrong.
Russell just gave you the.
Is it really?
I could be wrong. I'm willing. I don't know. I'm not the DM.
I also could be wrong, and I don't know what the rules say. And because I don't know what the rules say about that, we will give you the benefit of the doubt.
Why would I lie?
So you can have the benefit of the doubt. That does not give you. It does not take an opportunity attack on you. So you dash, but it will follow you shortly.
Okie dokie.
Do you have any other actions that you can take in this round?
No. I'm just gonna use my full action to get as close to that hole as I can.
All right, so you dash. All right, very good. You get right up to the hole and you start climbing up the wall, up the rubble. Milford Brixton.
I'm going to use my dash.
All right.
Then I'm going to dash to the hole and hide so that when they come past me, I can take them.
Okay, that's a nice move. All right, roll your stealth, please.
Stealth.
You mate. Yep,
Stealth.
mate. Stealth. Give us
Where
some
do I
stealth.
look for stealth again? Stealth. Oh, yeah, I know. Sorry. I'm having an empty brain moment. Okay. Come on.
Ooh, fiery path of
17.
pain has confirmed my beliefs. Milford Brixton rolled a 17 on his stealth roll. Okay, so you dash up to the edge of the hole and you pop over to the one side of it and hide in the shadows there.
And take out both my swords quietly.
Okay,
Yep.
you do that and you're waiting. All right, very good. At that point, Adric, can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Can do. That is an 11.
An 11. An 11 is not strong enough.
Imagine that.
No. You take... What is it? Let me see. 3 points of damage as
Cool.
a sacred flame goes from the ceiling and lands on you.
Okay.
It's very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. At which point, you need to make a wisdom saving throw, Adric.
Can do. That is a 5.
Very well. You are now paralyzed.
Love it. Into it.
You can make another wisdom saving throw at the end of each of your turns, okay? So keep
Cool.
that in mind and remind me, or I will just keep you paralyzed.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. Okay, cool. Next. Goodale.
Has Leith had his go?
Hang on. No.
No,
It's
not yet.
it's not his turn yet. It's
Oh.
something is happening. You see this flare of blue and green light come circling towards you. And it barely misses you. Woof! It spins on past you and bounces off some treasure in the background behind you at that point. And now it is Leith's turn.
So what are we looking at? Is there
What you
something to?
So Leith, you make a perception check.
Yeah. Hmm. That's good. 22.
22. Okay, well, what you see, Leith, and what is your dark vision at the moment? You've got 60 feet or
60 foot. Yep.
60-foot dark vision. Okay, you're seeing you see the blue light thingy come flying out and barely miss Goodale. You see that Adric has been hit by some kind of spell, and he's standing near the crevasse, near the entrance to this cave, this hole, this split in the wall, basically. And he's seems to be paralyzed. He can't move. You've seen Milford Brixton go running up to the edge of it and disappear into the shadows, so he can't be seen. And Adrian is still asleep at this point.
Impressive.
I'm gonna cast. What's the distance on that? 20 foot. How far am I from the little crevice?
60 feet.
60. Okay, I'll walk up to about 10 feet from the hole and
Okay.
cast light into the hole.
Okay, so you're going to use... What, are you going to dash to get there? Because you've got like 30 feet per round, right? 60 feet.
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
What's the range on your light spell, though? That could...
20 foot.
20 foot, so you could make 30 feet. And what's the radius of the light spell? You could cast it in front of the hole.
Touch one object that is no larger than 10 feet in any dimension. Okay, that's no good then.
Echo on Leith.
That seems strange. I won't do that then. I'm sorry, I haven't been thinking in advance of what I was going to do. I can't see it, so
Nope.
I'm just going to... Is there anything to hide behind?
Various things to hide behind. There are large
Okay.
chunks of boat and things protruding out of the treasure.
Okay, I'm going to hide behind a bit of the boat
All right?
and hold an eldritch blast for when this thing comes out of the
All right.
crack.
Very good then. Okay, that is Leith Mistralath's turn. Edrin, have you wake up? I assume you wake up. Are you going to wake up? You can.
If I can, then I think with the pew pew of spells and rushing.
Yeah, I'm thinking you probably wake
Pew
up to
pew.
the sound of all the pew pew and the running and the wailing and the crying and the yelling and the shooting of spells and such. Wakes you
Ahoy
up.
then.
So
Awesome.
You basically, I think, Edrin, you wake up and you see this pile of treasure go and explode from the hit of whatever that spell was that missed Goodale a moment ago.
I cast mage armor on myself
All right.
out of reflex.
Mm-hmm.
And I crawl over to Leith behind cover and I say, "What the bloody hell is going on?"
Oh no!
All right. Goodale, it's your turn.
All right. So Goodale, is there enough space where Leith and Edrin are for Goodale to head that way? Or maybe she goes sort of like across from them,
Yep, yep.
behind us, behind some.
A similar piece of structure. All right. Yeah, you can do that. Yep. So
Okay,
you use your movement
and
to do that.
I'll cast a shield of faith on Edrin
Okay. So now he's got
because
mage
he's.
armor and shield of faith.
Oh yeah, that's a lot, isn't it? Yeah, I'll do it because he just woke up.
Okay. All right. All right. All right.
And I'm getting my bow ready. I can't fight.
So
I can't take aim at anything because I still can't see anything. Hey.
you can make a perception check.
Perception.
There are no bards here. Fiery path of pain. Good ale, 16 on your perception check. Very well. Yeah, you see some shadowy figures in the crack in the wall.
Okay. I'll if I'm allowed, I will fire some arrows at them.
All right. So you roll to hit with your. Is it a crossbow or a short bow or a longbow?
Crossbow.
Crossbow. All right then. Fire at will.
9.
9. All right. Your arrow goes doof into the hole, but it doesn't seem to hit anything particularly. Milford, you see it go zooming past. You have anything else you can do on this round? Probably not.
No. I think that might be me.
Very well. Adric, it's your turn, Sonny Jim.
Cool. Wisdom saving throw to break my
Okay,
paralysis.
you get to take that at the end of each turn.
Oh, I can't do anything really because I'm paralyzed, aren't I?
Yep, there you go. That's true. So 7 is a fail.
Cool.
Poo bums. Poopity poop.
Feels bad, fam.
That sucks, doesn't it? Milford Brixton, what are you going to do?
Attack. Whoever comes past.
Okay, well, at this point, nobody's come past, but you can make a perception check.
Oh. Okay, right. Perception. Perception. Oh, I hate you. Okay.
It's the commentary that I love.
Yeah, well. Performance perception.
Perception. Give it to me, baby. Uh-huh, uh-huh.
11.
An 11, a massive 11. As it so happens, you see a figure not in the crack, but instead hiding behind one of the other piles of rubble, which looks a lot like the other two figures that are inside the crevasse. In fact, they look a lot like the figures that you fought in the stairwell behind the secret door when you went through the tunnel leading from Ludovar to Barakyle Envoy beneath the palatial district. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
They
I
look
remember
very
that.
similar to those guys. They're wearing pretty much the same outfits. That
Okay.
somewhat labels them as the lepers of Naught.
Oh, look, I'm not lying. Okay. All right, that's very convenient. I'm happy about that.
Right, and so from where you are, he's not facing you. He's facing the other direction. He doesn't
I'll
seem
come
to
up
move.
behind him and not introduce myself, if you know what I
You're
mean.
going to introduce yourself with your sword. All right.
Yes, yes.
Very well. Roll to hit with your sword, please, Mr. Tahira.
Hang on, I've got to go and get my sword now. Because I was there, but then
I
this
asked for a
person
perception
wanted...
check, didn't I? Just to be
Where's my
annoying.
sword? Come on.
Just to be annoying.
Come on, the sword. Oh, jeez. Sword, there it is.
Roll to
Right.
hit. Roll to hit.
It's the first one.
What was it? A 10.
It's 10.
Unfortunately, that misses. Would you like to use your bonus action to attack again with your other weapon?
Yep, that's what I'm going to do.
Right then.
Oh, come on. Ah,
A
what?
9. Wow. Okay.
Did he see me?
You know, it occurs to me that you have advantage on your first attack. So I'm actually going to be really, really, really nice and let you re-roll that entire attack with advantage with your first
Okay.
short sword. Because That's ridiculous. You can't not hit someone when you walk up behind them and you sneak up on them and you use a
I
sneak
could have
attack.
used my.
That's just silly.
Okay, with advantage. Advantage. Okay, a 9 still.
Oh my god. That
Would you
with
believe it?
that was with advantage?
Yes.
That is terrible. Okay, you are destined to fail.
Okay, I'll try again.
Apparently, so you're going to take your offhand weapon. That doesn't get advantage, unfortunately.
Okay.
So we might as well just stick with what we had, and you miss. And at that point, you realize
23. Oh no, hang on.
that was with advantage, though. No.
Oh, okay,
No,
alright, I missed.
I'm afraid not. You've missed, my friend. You've missed.
But did he notice?
He did notice.
Oh, fuck me.
Because
days.
basically, just as you went to attack him, he ducked and preparing to do something. He moved, and so your blade went sailing over his head and went chonk into the steel. Sorry, the conch. My God, my words. The stonework next to him. Chonk. And now he knows you're there. That's the end of your happy attack.
No, wasn't a heavy attack.
No, not probably. But at that point, you are going to make a saving throw, a wisdom saving throw, Milford Brixton. Mason work, yeah, that'll do. That also was a good phrase. Thank you.
Hang on.
Wisdom saving throw from Milford Brixton.
Yeah, hang on.
I will not hang on.
No such thing.
I never do well at wisdom. 5, I told you.
Okay, Milford Brixton, you are paralyzed.
Hey, twins.
Shit.
So next round, you can ask for a saving throw.
Oh, I can use my inspiration point.
Oh, yes, you can. All right.
Hell yeah.
Go for your life. Roll your saving throw again. Try and get better than whatever that was.
Okay, wisdom saving throw, eh?
Yep, wisdom saving throw. You
Oh,
can do
come
it.
on, you bastard. 20!
Yes. Okay, very nice. You
Net
avoid.
20.
That's perfect. Okay, very good. Very
Thank you, T.U. Greyheart. Love you.
Okay. At that point, the first one of these members of the lepers of Naught steps out from the crack, and fires off a sacred flame in the direction of Leith Mistralath, who has a question.
Do I get my Eldritch Blast in because I've held it?
Yes, you do.
Yes!
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I need a drink.
Let's fire that off.
All right, roll to hit.
That's a 16.
16 hits.
It's awesome.
Are you attacking?
Doing-
Okay, yep.
Doing 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage. Very good. All right then, that is done. You have any other attacks, actions, movement that you would like to use on this turn?
That was just my held attack for when something came out of this. So
Okay.
I'll do
of
everything
course,
out.
on
I'll do
your
other
actual
things
turn.
on my actual turn.
Of course, yeah, that makes so much sense. All right, so the spiritual weapon that was currently thwacking at Adric moves over to Adric, who's currently paralyzed, and takes a swipe at him.
I believe that gets advantage.
Right. Your armor class is still too high, however, and the spiritual weapon just bounces off the shield again.
Thank you, Goodale.
All right. The next thing that happens is another sacred flame. This time it comes at Edrin Montcoff. Make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Of course. Do I get any bonuses for being behind cover with Leith?
Oh, well, yes, I'll give you advantage for that.
Okay, I don't exactly know how to do that on my mobile app, so
Just
I'm
roll
gonna
it twice.
just roll twice. 14
All right, yep.
was the total.
You manage to step out of the way of the sacred flame, and it comes searing down the side of the large piece of wood that you're standing next to. leaving a burn mark next to your face.
Oh.
Leith, 'tis your turn.
Yes. So I will cast Hex on the first one that came out of the crack.
Very well.
What is it? It's a humanoid, I
It is
assume.
a humanoid, yep.
Yep. So I'll make it dexterity.
All right.
That is chosen for its ability checks.
Very good.
And I will fire an Eldritch Blast at its face.
Very good. 15 hits.
15 is a hit.
Yep.
So 2 points of damage from the Eldritch Blast.
Yep.
And 2 points of damage from the Hex.
All right. Very good. Okay, Edrin.
Adrian, I'm going to cast Dark Vision on myself.
Womp.
Womp. And I peer out the top. Can I see anything with my 60 feet of vision?
Make a perception check, please.
Very good. Where is that? There it is. Come on. 18.
Yes, you can see all 3 figures.
All 3.
Yes.
I
Two of them
very
who are
good.
stepping out of the crack right now, and the third one who is currently engaging with Milford Brixton.
Right, one is engaged. Milford Brixton, the other 2 are stepping out, and there's a giant sword on Edric. Edrid's gonna do his usual breathing exercises of he looks at Leith, and then he leaps over the barrier and just runs as far as he can towards the fray.
All right. Oh, and thank you for the follow new person. Yay!
Huzzah!
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 So you're leaping over the fray, into the fray.
Yes,
And-
as far into the fray as possible.
all right. So you're using your movement to leap into the fray, and were you making an
Yeah.
attack?
No, my action was my dark vision.
Right. That's right. Okay. So no bonus actions there. Yeah.
No bonus actions from me.
Very good. Goodale.
It's had a
Goodale
spin.
is on hiatus.
Yes, she's had to step away.
Oh, I missed that. All right.
Suddenly she went unconscious.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Okay,
Oh,
so
no.
Goodale has literally collapsed to the floor. Right at that moment. Wow, okay. Very good. Adric, make a saving throw. Or did you succeed?
Glorious!
Have you
No, I
succeeded?
did not. Got a 5.
Oh, nuts.
Oh my goodness
Ah.
me.
The universe fucking hates me.
Would anyone like to spend their divinity, about 1,000 divinity, to give Adric inspiration so that he can try again on his saving throw? Because he's about to get his head smashed.
Come
Yes.
on, guys.
Suppose not.
Suppose not. I would, but I feel like that would be cheating.
Yeah, same. I've got quite a bit.
I've
I
got
feel like that would be
2,900, so I
cheating.
could.
You guys can't spend divinity.
Exactly.
No!
That would be cheating.
That is not allowed.
Exactly. That's what I meant. It'd be cheating.
Fiery Path of
That-
Pain only has 360 divinity. That's just not enough.
It's the thought that counts.
It's
Thank
the
you,
thought
Fiery
that
Path of
counts.
Pain.
That's the thought that counts. Never mind. Okay.
Or
then.
maybe if a few. Oh, no. Yes, we've got one.
Oh,
Ah, thank you, Teal Grey.
Hey!
Hey.
Hey.
Lag.
wow.
Huzzah! One more wisdom throw, please, God. Ah, yes, it's a 20. and my turn is over. Thank you, Teal Greyheart.
All right. Very
Whoa.
good. You saved, and you're no longer paralyzed. All right. So Milford Brixton, you are engaged with this dude standing at the back of this piece of ship prow.
I'm gonna attack him.
All right. Roll to hit, please.
Oh, come on, hit.
That's an 8.
Ah, it's an
That
8.
Does not hit.
What's going on here?
Yeah, what's going on is you suck. So
And the other one is a 15.
15, that does hit. You don't suck as much this time. Okay, very good. Do your damage with your short sword, please.
It's an 8.
Our DM loves us so much. Really, really.
It's an 8.
He's got a series of boards in his back room and he throws knives out. They've all got faces stapled to them.
All right.
With the eyes crossed out.
Milford, you send him bloodied up against the prow of this ship that's sticking out of the coins and gold and treasure, and he poof as he hits it, and your short swords sliced him in the ribs. Oh! He utters as you draw the blade back out through his clothes. Very good. Is Goodale back yet? No.
Alas.
All right, alas. At that point, this fellow that you've just struck so nastily casts Sacred Flame upon you, Milford Brixton. You will make a dexterity saving throw.
What?
Dexterity saving throw.
Isn't Milford still? No, he's not
Oh no,
paralyzed.
he managed to save it out of it.
Dexterity.
Don't be difficult, Liz. Don't be difficult.
Me?
Finding reasons for you guys
Dexterity,
to
dick.
suck more.
Dick.
Not honest.
I promise, sir.
I saw that.
Just trying to keep it real.
I suppose that's admirable.
Oh,
A
10.
10,
Fuck, I don't know what's wrong with me today.
that fails terribly.
You just woke up, to be fair.
That's true.
I know.
You have just woken up.
And,
No one likes a fight in the morning.
okay.
One moment, please. One moment.
What happened?
And you're about to take hideous amounts of Sacred Flame damage.
Oh,
Hideous
okay.
amounts.
No.
Heinous damage. Oh, in fact, I'm not lying. That's 7 points of radiant damage, Brixton. So I'd like you to add that to your hit point pool
Oh, I
in the
can't.
negative.
I
Add
will
that to
in
the
a minute.
negative of your hit points.
Yeah, that's right. Add that to the negative of your hit points.
Add
Yeah.
that to the negative hit points.
Right. And while you're at it, there's...
Hang on.
I shall
What,
not. I will not hang on.
how do you do that?
I'll do it for you. If you like.
You enter the
Okay.
numbers into the meme and then you press damage.
Yep. So 7 points here. Now you were at full health, so I better fix
No,
that.
I couldn't get it to full health.
Aha. Okay, so I'll give you a long rest.
Okay.
Take you a long rest. All right, here we go. Come on, confirm. Do the thing. All right, good. It's given it back. So now I'm going to take... Oh my god, an ad.
You're joking.
D&D Beyond. Who
What?
would have thunk it? Oh my god, it went back to no long rest. Confirm. Go. Okay, do the thing. Now, 7 points of damage. Thank you. And you took
Nothing's
some damage
happened.
before too, didn't you? What was the damage you took? It was 3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so to be clear, you're down to 13 hit points. Milford Brixton.
Okay, all right.
right.
Well, it hasn't changed here, but
You
okay.
need to refresh your page, that's why.
What do you mean? How?
Reload.
Just get on with
Get
the.
on with it. All right, don't worry about it. I'll tell you what you're at. Okay,
Yeah.
so at that point, you're going to make a wisdom saving throw.
I did that.
A new wisdom saving throw.
A new one. Oh god.
That last time you made a dex saving throw. This is a wisdom.
16.
16. All right, you are not paralyzed. And this guy kind of goes, "Ugh!" He looks rather pissed off that his spell has flunked.
Okay.
At which point, the spiritual weapon that was attacking Adric has another crack at him. What's your armor class, Adric?
21. 21.
Yep. Okay. Doesn't hit you. Barely, though. Barely.
Thank you, Goodale.
Once again-
I'm grateful.
Once again, Goodale's shield of faith has saved the day.
Not sure how I feel about this god skin on me.
I've got one minor question, actually. I'm just going to check up on Goodale's spells, because if she's unconscious, then...
Oh
she
yeah, that's a
cannot-
concentration, isn't it?
I'll just
Oh, I think
make,
it's concentration.
make sure that
Yeah.
it is. Is it?
If it is, then I'm down to 19.
Shield of Faith. Yes, it is.
Okay,
And that was a hit, then.
cool.
Oh,
Cool, you say.
I mean, well, I'm not gonna get mad about it.
You laugh at my attacks? Ha.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
So you will be taking 7 points of force damage, Adric.
Cool.
Adric
At
Foglar.
30.
I noticed the network conditions are not amazing this evening.
Someone's just disappeared.
Reloading.
Adrian's reloading his camera. All right, so his battery died. He'll be back in a moment. I sympathize, Adrian. I've been there. Leith, it is your turn.
Oh, goody. Let's fire another Eldritch Blast. at the dude.
Roll 2 hit.
14.
14. A 14,
Yeah.
you say. Let me see here. Oh, that does hit.
Does hit.
It just
Awesome.
hits. Yes, it does.
3 points of damage from the Eldritch Blast.
3.
And another 2 points of damage from the Hex.
Very nice. Okay, good work. Adrian Montcoff,
See.
when you have done reloading your camera, if you wish.
See, we cannot.
I don't know entirely what's going on. It's coming up with something that it didn't ever come up with before.
Oh, I hate that nonsense.
Hang on a second. Let me try this. Let's see how this goes. Okay.
There we go.
It's my computer one.
All right, that's fine. for
Let's
now.
try this.
Oh, you've frozen.
I think my connection's a bit funky. Oh, and I've shrunk. Hang on. Hang on.
Oh, well, about this time, Goodale is coming back online. Goodale, I'm going to say that you wake back up again and you get an attack from last round now, simply because it's actually Idrin's turn and it's the top of the new round. So, what are you going to do? Oh, and you're on mute, by the way.
That helps. All right. Can I now see who's attacking us?
Make a perception check, please.
6.
No. You can tell that Milford is in combat with somebody on the other side of this. There's this ship's prow sticking up out of the treasure there, and you can see the front of it, and there's like a dragon's head made of wood carved on the front of this thing, and below that Milford is fighting some figure there. So that's obvious. The other two figures, you can't see them at this point from your angle.
Okay. Then I will.
You're fairly certain there's 3.
Okay. I will bless my. Let's see now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will bless Milford and Leith and Adric, maybe?
Up to you.
Thank you.
Just go with it, Adric, yes?
I'm with it. I'm going with it. What does bless do?
What does the bless give us?
What does it give you? Whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or saving throw. And that makes absolutely no sense to me. I have to be honest, I have no idea what it does for you.
Okay, so you basically, when you roll to attack or make a saving throw, so if you're attacking, you're rolling a d20 to hit, and you get some bonuses to hit the creature. If they're attacking you, in some cases you might get a saving throw instead of it being your armor class. Sometimes you get to roll to avoid damage, like when there's a big fireball or something like that, or when Sacred Flame drops out of the sky and tries to land on you. Yes,
Right.
Thank you, Fiery Path of Pain, for coming and watching. Yay! But you get to add a d4 to whatever number you roll on the d20, basically, is how that works.
Is that on top of the other spell that Goodale cast on me before, or
I would say so.
is it one or the other?
I would think it's both.
Okay, they're not concentration or anything like that.
Oh, unless they're concentration, then that would be a problem.
Was this ceremony?
Oh, it is. No, this is it was
The one
meant
that
to be
was,
bless.
before, but what's the one that you mentioned before, Leith?
The other one was
The one was.
Resistance, right?
Resistance,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
concentration too.
Right. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can't. have another one.
Okay.
Oh, it's
I
one or
can't
the
do
other.
that.
Okay. So you can't do that. You
No, no, I can just choose
Actually,
which one.
Leith, the resistance spell's gone because
it was a minute.
Well,
Right.
more than that, she was asleep.
Ah, that's true.
True.
Yeah.
Yep. But this is better because it's on attack or save.
Right. There you go. Okay. So you get a new spell to refresh it with. How does that sound? We all good?
Huzzah.
All right.
We are.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So do you have any bonus actions or reactions or anything you want to use, Goodale, before I move on to Edrin?
Without being able to see them, I can't think that there's much else I can do.
All right.
I'll just wriggle into into a position where maybe I can try to see what's going on.
What you have noticed, by the way, Goodale, is that Milford has taken quite a lot of damage.
Oh. Okay.
So
Can I have to touch him to do the cure wounds.
Yeah.
I'll utter a healing word in his. Oh, I'm getting low on spell slots though. See if I got a cantrip I can. Oh, that is a cantrip, is it? No, it's first level. Sorry.
The thing's coming
The
out.
hourglass is out.
No!
Healing word will do it.
No, I can't do anything.
You got no spell slots?
Oh, I've got a spell slot. Should I use it? Yeah.
Hurry up.
Yeah.
The sands of time.
Okay, I'll use it.
All right, you're going to
I'll
use it. Healing word.
Healing word.
Healing word
Yeah.
on Milford Brixton. Roll your healing.
He's with. Yeah.
And I'll add it to you, Brixton.
Good. It won't matter. 'cause
Three,
it's not
I
showing
think.
up there.
5
Okay.
total.
All right.
So,
Oh no, it's a 5.
Yep. Okay, so you're up to 18 now, Milford. 23 total.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So that's a bit more healthy. Very good.
All
Adrian,
right.
it is your turn.
I'm going to keep moving towards the people. And at the two approaching the two exiting the cave,
Yep.
I'm going to recite my previous spell, Sussomnum, and I'm going to cast second level sleep on them.
Ooh, very good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, that's a mighty 38 hit point.
Yo.
All right. Well, the first one goes to sleep.
Don't you just wish sleep translated to actual damage sometimes, though?
No, because that means we get to interrogate them later.
Well, this is true. Yeah.
Or just throw him into a hole.
So the first one is Nine Eyes, and he
Nine
just
Eyes.
collapses to the floor. Very good.
And I just point my wand at the other one, and just give him the eyes, just like yeah, let's do this. You want to dance? You want to dance? You want to dance? Let's do this.
All right. Very good. Well, seeing as we're returning back to our normal combat order, Goodale, it's your turn again.
Yeah. Okay.
That does, however, disturb some various other bits and pieces on the timeline, but never mind. I'm just going to ignore the logical inconsistencies that have been created.
The notes shall survive.
The notes will survive.
They'll survive. They'll be okay.
Everyone will have
Okay.
to just adapt their minds to the outcomes.
Sometimes.
Can I roll
Sometimes-
perception again to see if I can see anything?
Yes, you can.
Okay. 12.
12. Okay, yeah, you see the two guys coming out of the cave, out of the entrance. You've had a long enough to
Excellent.
sort of check it out. You can see them now. They're not hiding anymore either, so yeah.
And one of them dropped.
What are you going to do about it?
I'm going to try to hit them with my crossbow. Can I do like a 2 arrow, like one arrow after the other?
You wish you could. No, you can't.
I really do wish I could.
One of them's asleep anyway, right?
That's true. One of them is asleep, but there's also
Ah.
one that's fighting Brixton, so there's 3 in total.
Okay.
3 in total, 1 is asleep.
All right. So I'll try to hit the one that that's not fighting Brixton, I guess.
All right, roll to hit with your crossbow, please.
10.
Your crossbow bolt flies past him and narrowly misses him, but instead it bounces off the wall. Donk. Clatters away. Now it is Adric Fogdar's turn.
Cool. Are the two coming out of the cave? They're in front of me, right?
Yeah, one of them is just drops to the floor in front of you asleep. At which point his spiritual weapon goes and evaporates.
Adric's gonna look back at the spiritual weapon fade, and then look at the guy who's still awake.
All right.
All right. And he's gonna go and take a mighty swing at this gentleman.
All right then. Roll.
Not so mighty. It's 13.
13 actually just hits.
Hey, look at that. And I'm gonna that's my damage now. Hell yeah. That's a total of 10 damage.
All right.
I'm going to then take my action surge because I want him going.
All right. Action surge.
And I'm going to attack again.
All right. Roll the hit.
That's a 12. That one doesn't hit, does
That
it?
one does not hit, unfortunately.
Wasted action surge. Okay, that's the end of my turn.
End of your turn. All right. Milford Brixton.
Fire.
What are you
And
playing? Roll to hit.
did I hit? 19.
19 hits.
Yes,
Very good.
and it does
Uh-huh.
4 damage.
4 damage. Very good. All right. Roll for your bonus action attack with your other sword.
Okay. 18,
18 hits.
and it does 7 damage.
Okay, you stick him with that short sword. Now, just a moment before you do 7 points of damage. Let me just double check with you that you did not apply your strength bonus to that second attack damage because you cannot.
No, not that I just did the normal thing.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the normal thing adds the strength bonus.
Does it?
Yeah, so it will be +3. So let's see what the combat log says. It says 4 + 3 is 7. Yes, so it's only 4 points of damage, unfortunately, for that second attack.
Okay.
So you do 4 points of damage. All right, still better than naught.
I
Oh,
see what you did
alive.
there. I
Yes.
see what you did there.
Haha, better than.
Yeah.
He's still alive, is he?
He is still alive, I'm afraid.
Oh,
He's still
Mr.
alive.
Bloody.
At which
Humour.
point he is going to cast a spell on you. He's going to cast a spell on you, and you're going to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, come on. 16.
16. You succeed. You avoid his spell once again, and he's not a happy cultist.
I'm happy that he's not happy.
Right. At which point, the other cultist, I shall be calling them cultists now, fires off a sacred flame towards Adric. Adric, you can make a dexterity saving throw, please. T. Earl Grey Hot, by the way, says, "Bye, Fiery. See you next time." And also, go Milford!
I
That
will.
is a 2.
That was a giant 2, was it?
Yes.
Well, Adric, you take 8 points of radiant damage from
Imagine
the
that.
sacred flame that falls from above your head.
Brilliant.
Yeah, take that, you 21 armor class motherfucker.
19, I'll have you know.
Oh, sorry, 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
How does that humble pie taste?
It's yummy. It's brilliant. Leithois,
Yes.
do something. Do something genius.
Is my is the guy still standing that I have the hex on?
Amuse me. Is the guy still standing that you have the hex on? There is a 1 in 3 chance that he is. He is still standing.
Right. I will fire the Eldritch Blast at his face.
All right.
That's a 23.
That hits.
Wish it wasn't a dirty, but oops, I rolled the wrong dice there. 2 points of damage
All right.
off the Eldritch Blast, and another 4 points of damage off the Hex.
All right. Well, this is the guy that's fighting Milford right now, and he basically avoids. Well, he's just taken some damage from Milford. Milford's just fucked him up quite badly, actually, with a couple of very nasty blows from his short swords. And then he's tried to cast something on Milford, and then you've Eldritch blasted him in the face. What happens?
Was it the Eldritch Blast that got him?
Well, probably no. It was the Hex, actually, because you think you did 2
Okay.
points with the Eldritch, but yeah.
Both of his nose, both like nostrils, just like gush with blood, and he drops to the floor.
All right, very good, Milford. You just get squirted on with blood from this guy's face as he drops to the floor and falls backwards into the pile of coins. All right.
Go on to the other one when it's my turn.
Idrin.
Edred is going to just directly looking at the one that he's previously been pointing at.
All right.
Just hurls a firebolt at him.
All right then. Hurl your firebolt. Hurl away.
Did it do it? I don't think it did. Spell attack. Oh, there we go. There it is. 10.
That does not hit. Do you have any bonus actions or other forms of attack? Anything else you'd like to do? Movement?
Movement wise.
By the way, you were lying down a minute ago, weren't you?
Yeah, but then remember I said that I charged into.
Right.
I
Yes,
leaped over
you
the
did.
thing and charged, and then I kept charging.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to just kind of move back a bit and kind of just look at Adric and say, "He's all yours now."
Right. Very good.
Thank you kindly.
Good ale.
Yes, I believe I was on my belly because I would have rolled over with my sleep and got out my crossbow.
Right.
So now I'm going to slowly stand up, and as I do, I'm conjuring a spiritual weapon to cast at the dude that Edrin was just battling with.
All right. Very good. So, and he is in fact the last one alive at this point.
All right.
One is asleep, one is dead.
Okay.
All right. Spiritual weapon. Roll to hit.
I'm trying to. There we go. Ooh, it's so
12.
good. 12.
Ooh, okay, it takes a strike at him, but he actually parries it with his scimitar. Do you have any other attacks or actions or otherwise?
I'm gonna hit him with my crossbow again.
Hit him with your crossbow. Go
Yeah.
on then. Do it! Nine.
I think I've got Leith's
Leith
rolling
syndrome.
ability this week.
Last week's. Oh dear.
We shall call it Leith syndrome.
You're not getting 5 1s though, so there's that.
True,
Yeah.
true.
That's true. You haven't hit any of your own people yet. Like he was hitting,
Hey,
literally hitting the guards that were helping you fight the Shasuva last week.
Yeah, I didn't hit anyone who was like technically our own.
You didn't hit anyone that mattered.
No, they were all.
Right.
Yeah.
So
all
Goodale's
extras.
cursing under her breath and finds a place to hide, I guess.
All right, very good. You want to make a? Actually, no, you can't do that. Never mind. You're gonna curse under your breath and move to a safer zone. All right, Adric.
Cool. Gonna do the really cool fighter thing where I lather, rinse, repeat, and swing at the gentleman standing.
All right, roll to hit, if you will.
That is a 23. DM, does that hit?
That does hit. miraculously.
Delightful.
Delightful. Delightedly
Oh
so.
my
That's a
gosh.
9.
9 points of damage. Very
Huzzah!
good. Huzzah!
And
huzzah.
for my bonus action, I'm going to use my second wind to recover some of my hit points.
All right, so you basically step into this guy with, what was it, your hammer, was it?
Yeah, with my hammer.
All right, and you whack him in the middle of his chest with it, and you hear the air come wheezing out of his lungs as he kind of crumples forward a little bit. He staggers a little bit. He recovers and takes a few steps back and prepares his weapon for the next round. Milford Brixton, it's your turn.
I'm gonna hit him from behind if I can dash over to him
Oh, very good. You can make a sneak attack, please, with advantage.
with advantage sneak attack. Oh, I've got to go over to the other side now.
The other side of your
Okay.
screen.
Okay. You know, to get sneak attack.
I wish I could play elevator music while we're waiting for Barry.
Oh, shut up.
I could just load it on my phone and play it through my microphone. Hold on.
Where is sneak attack, people?
You're not rolling sneak attack. You're rolling to hit with advantage with your short sword.
Oh, jeez. Must be me. I'm working too hard. You're working me too hard.
I am not working you too hard.
Okay.
You've literally done nothing.
Wait, this is work?
I'm not thinking, that's why.
You're flustered young man.
17.
17 is a hit. You did have advantage, but that was a hit anyway, so never mind.
Yeah.
Very good.
9.
9 points of damage, and now you can add your sneak attack damage. That's the 2d6 that you get to roll. It's below.
Yeah,
the
I know.
axis,
I
right?
know.
Oh, you know now. Okay, I see.
I know what I'm doing now. 6.
6. Okay, Milford, how do you kill this guy?
Hey.
Oh, that's easy. I just come round behind him and cut his throat from behind.
Very good. You just cut his throat. All right. Well, Adric, you get sprayed with blood this time. Now everyone's quite covered in it.
At least I'm not left out.
It's true. Right, and so the
Adric!
Aye.
Get something big and block that crack now!
ooh, good luck with that.
How big is the crack?
Quite big,
Oh,
Is it as big as the book?
bigger than the book.
Ah, shit.
I think we
If I were
should
to-
restrain the sleeping man.
Maybe some planks from the boat.
Hey, we could do that, but it's... how do we get it against the wall? Nail it there?
okay. Keep an eye on the crack. Keep an eye on the crack, people. And let's get to work.
All right, good plan.
What about the unconscious fellow?
Oh,
Throw him into the pit.
now, yeah. Would you all like to turn your backs now?
I just didn't know if we wanted to get any information from him first.
I'll tie him up. That
Alright,
might be a good idea.
Milford, make a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand check. Oh, I'm not even.
We don't have to if we don't want to. I was just thinking it could be interesting.
No.
Good to know how they got down here, because as far as I know, this is the only way down. Well, besides the one Goodale's.
You know, that's a good
also would
point
like-
you just made. How did they get down here?
Well, I imagine there was a bit of shaking last night, so it may have been an explosion.
Yeah.
No, we'll ask him when he wakes up. Anyway,
I'm terribly sorry I had to leave you in the middle of all that. Does anybody need any healing?
I'm at 34 of 40. I should be fine.
20.
20. for
20,
your sleight of
20.
hand. Very good. Okay, so you tie him up.
Yep.
All right. How long does your sleep last for?
A minute.
All right.
Gag him as well.
All right. So you tie him
Right.
up and you gag him, and as he's waking up, he starts coming to as you've just finished tying him up.
Oh, is it something you want to say? I couldn't quite hear you there,
Knock
friend.
him out. Knock him out.
Andric's gonna smack him on the head with a shield, just like a ding.
All right. You knock him out. He's passed out.
Let's get to work.
Does the boat have a sail on it by any chance?
A sail? No, the sail's long gone.
Okay. Does anyone have anything that we could use to I guess put the some gold inside, and I could just sling it over my back and just hi-ho it all the way to the crevasse.
Yeah, but you'd have to do that an awful lot.
We're gonna have to do an awful lot anyway. I'm open to suggestions.
What did you specifically ask for again?
A large sheet, unless you were going to do your disc.
Our sleeping bags.
Oh, that's a good plan.
That's a good point. I think it'd be good to also bring up the disc just to help expedite the process.
Oh, I'm afraid I don't have a sleeping bag because I don't.
I'll
sleep.
buy you one Monday.
Well, I won't really need it, Milford, because
It's quite cozy.
well, I'm sure it is,
Well,
but
well, hurry up, will you? Just do the bloody job, will you?
oh yes. Well,
All right.
Where would you like me?
You keep an eye on that hole, Leaf.
Right. Yes.
Okay, you. Let everybody else get to work, quick, including me. Get all the rope you can so we can make a pulley system.
Pulley system. Goodness. All right.
Shit.
Wow. That's...
Russell, would I've got my rope back from Kilaya after I tied him up and gave him to the wizards of the Barrack Isle? I don't recall if we covered that.
Yeah, you would have recovered that rope.
Okay, brilliant. So
Oh, this is
got my
one-
50-foot rope, standard issue.
All right, you got your 50-foot rope, right?
Right.
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 Don't suppose anybody's got a bag of holding, have they?
I just used my last one. It's all gone.
Oh, typical.
I know.
Okay. All right, let's do that. Let's get to work.
Okay.
All right.
Patrick's loading gold into his sack.
All right,
Bag.
Goodell, although elves aren't overly emotional, she's quite frustrated that she left everyone so that she could have a seizure snooze in the middle of the battle. So she's being a bit vigorous with her end of the moving stuff.
All right. So you guys are basically piling as much treasure as you can into bags and onto Tensor's floating disc. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Letha's standing right at the mouth of the crack,
All right.
keeping a well honed watch.
All right. You can make a perception check, Leith.
Yeah. 19.
19. Leith, the longer you stand there, the more you begin to feel like you're being watched.
From down there or from behind me?
From the crack in the wall that you just fought these guys from.
I'll just half turn around, and whoever's closest to me, I'll say, "There's something down there."
Now, hang on. Which crack are you talking about? Because we've been
The one where the lepers of Naught were coming out of.
right. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Two guys.
So to be clear, that is a hole it's about 10 feet up off the ground, and it's a kind of a vesica-shaped hole, like a sort of. I keep wanting to use the word crevasse. For some reason, my vocabulary is just not serving me today. But anyway, there's this hole in the wall that's kind of like a long vertical hole or crack that leads up into a rather natural-looking cavernly sort of system that goes up there. Very narrow holes, very narrow sort of cave system that goes back from that point. Does that make sense? And it seems to go up.
I'll turn to the closest person to me and say, "There's something in there."
2, 3, 4. Hang on. That person is Milford.
You think there's something in there, do you?
Milford,
Yes.
you're
there's
picking up coins.
There's something watching us.
You're like,
If there was a rogue around, where would he hide? Do I think in that crevice?
well, there's quite a few places that a rogue could hide around here. This place is full of hidey holes. That hole in particular, that crack, that looks like a very useful place to hide. But basically, up and around the bend would be the place to hide, the obvious place at least.
I'll go and have a look carefully.
All right, you go in and you have a look carefully.
Stealth.
All right, make a stealth check.
Yep.
I will hold an Eldritch
13.
Blast,
Okay,
if I may.
a 13. All right. All right, as you get in there, Milford, you start moving up there slowly and carefully, and you're hiding in the shadows,
Yep.
and you realize there's a giant spider up above. And this crack goes quite a lot higher than you thought. Inside the entrance is only so far, but behind the entrance it goes up quite a long way. And there's a sort of a large space directly above you when you go in there. And you can see this giant spider there, and it begins to descend upon you.
I slip out quickly.
Okay, so do you roll
Using, oh, what's it called?
out? Parkour?
No.
No.
That other one.
Cunning action.
Come on. It means I'm disengaging.
Disengaging. All right, very good.
I use my disengage.
All right, so you disengage from it. All right, very good. Well, you weren't in combat, but that's okay. That's preemptive disengagement. I like it.
Okay.
Very good. Okay, so you basically pour out of there backwards.
And as I'm going past...
And Leith, you can make a perception check right now.
13.
Oh yeah, you see the 8-eyed beast descending on Milford, and Milford sort of jumps back out of there very quickly.
Eldritch Blast now.
Oh, fire.
All right, roll to hit.
13.
13. That misses this particular fellow.
Ooh.
And he sort of scuttles and starts reascending again on his web.
Oh, that was lucky.
Oh, luck's got nothing to do with it, my friend. You're just very clever and sensitive.
I guess we scared him.
Adric, can you make an intelligence check, please, wherever you are, whatever you're doing?
I can.
Yeah.
That is a 15.
15. It occurs to you that some of these blocks of wood are of a length and durability that you could kind of use them a bit like a stretcher. And with that, you could put bags or other things of treasure on the blocks of wood, and then two people could carry them, one on either end, to a point. If you needed to or wanted to, that's just a thing that occurs to you.
So to Edrin and Goodale, just because I think the other two are a little bit away from me. I don't want to yell in here.
Yeah.
Out of you two, which of you do you think stronger?
I look at Goodale.
Give us a wee flex.
Who would be stronger out of an elf and a human?
It does depend. What's your strength?
My strength. 0, apparently.
No, that's
No, sorry, no.
Same.
No, it's a 10. Sorry, it's a +0, but I've got a 10.
Mine is also 10.
So you are,
Okay.
you are the same strength. Okay.
Okay. All right. So I've got a plan. Edrin, if you were to be otherwise occupied with your hands, would the floating disc follow you or go where directed? Does it need any hand movements?
It follows behind me about 20 feet.
Perfect. And Adric's gonna go and rip one of these huge planks out of the ship.
All right, Adric, you can make an athletics check to do that.
Huzzah!
Good.
That is a 19.
All right. Yeah, you basically
Big flex.
Yeah, you do a big flex. You rip out this big chunk of wood from the side of the ship. One of the ribs of the ship snaps off.
All right. So how about we load some more onto this plank here, and I'll grasp one end and lead, and you two grasp the other end together, and we all go this way, and then the disc follows behind you, and that way we get more out.
That sounds very good.
Brilliant.
Did we still now? Were we doing the pulley system, or did we still want to use the kind of sled on 2 pieces of wood idea?
I think the sled would be faster.
Faster? Okay.
Aye.
All right.
Yeah,
So we need to get 2 15-foot pieces of wood as well for that then too, I suppose, to bridge the...
Aye, we can do that. Should we get the wood first, take it there, and then come back for the treasure? Or get the treasure and then I'll run back for the wood?
I suppose get the treasure if need be. If we need to be in a rush, we can just
Aye, I'll
get across somehow.
Yes, let's get everything there first then, and then I'll come back for the extra planks.
Leith runs over at this point and says, "How can I help?"
Ah, perfect timing! And Adric's gonna go and rip two more planks out of the ship.
All right, very good. You can do that. I'm not going to
Okay.
get you to roll for that.
Leith. Question: How strong are you feeling?
Well,
If you were to gauge it from on a number system from a 0 to a 5, how strong would you feel?
maybe a 3?
Perfect. You two, change of plans. I'd like you each to carry one of these 2 planks. Leith, you, my friend, are going to grab the other side of that plank, and you and I are going to lug it to the hole, across that to the crevasse.
Yes.
This
Very
is
good.
perfect. Far better than our original plan.
Fantastic.
And I'm going to start leading them towards the crevasse with the planks of wood and treasure.
All right, so you head to the western end of the chamber and you start winding your way up and out through the gap there and up the giant-sized stairs that lead upwards, that have been filled in with rubble on either side and various collapses and earthquakes over the many, many thousands of years. It's remarkable that even any small path at all has been left open. And eventually you get to the crevasse that cuts through from side to side this narrow path. And it's 15 feet wide, as you know. You've been across here a few times, and you've got your planks of wood with you. What do you do?
All right, so I think
you
I'm going to try just lift it and try to ease it down so it encompasses both sides of this crevasse.
All right, can you make a perception check when you do that?
Can do. Perception, there you go. That is a 19.
A 19. As you're lowering it down across the crevasse, you think you can hear voices coming from further up the tunnel on the other side of the crevasse, up from near the entranceway.
Ah, shite. Either very good news or actually no, it's all shite news. So I can hear some voices coming from that end. And that's you know who, most likely. Do I recognize any of the voices, Russell?
Who?
You do not recognize any of the voices.
Well, it's on a best worst case scenario. It's the least bad would be the Barakyle. The most bad would be Mordrau.
Oh,
Somewhere in the middle would be the rest of the lepers.
Well, you know I'd say they're about even keel with the Drow. They've both tried to kill us at some point.
True, but they seem relatively okay, and if we get caught by the Barakyle, it's a little bit worse than if we get caught by the lepers.
But we have a very good lie on our hands. Oh, everything was fine. We killed some lepers down there. We tried to bring gold with us so we could report and have more good
You
news.
notice that the voices
Yes.
have gone quiet.
Ah, shit. They've gone quiet.
I will.
should we put the planks down?
Yes, I'll put my plank down and I'll pull Tup out of my pocket and I'll let his little bat form flutter off.
All right.
And I also turn to Edric, T-pose and go, "Catch me!"
He does.
And I snap into Tup.
All right, so you fall into Adric's loving arms as your consciousness transfers to the bat, and the bat goes fluttering off up the corridor. All right, And as you go up the corridor, heading around, winding your way up above the steps, which makes life a lot easier. To be fair, you're sort of like, wow, this is the life. And you get towards the top, and you're not far from the entrance now, probably about less than 100 feet from the entrance, when you see about 5 soldiers with plumed helmets, shields, and javelins. They look like city guards, royal guards. And they seem to be kind of entrenched there, almost like they're camped there. They're sitting or leaning against the walls, and they've gone silent, and they're starting to look around a bit. And one of them's getting up off the floor, and he's like doing this, and they're sort of collecting themselves, and then they start to move down the corridor.
Okay. I start sending Tup back our way. I snap out of it. I wake up gazing into Adric's eyes. And I say, there's about 5 guards coming for us.
The guards, are they not our friends?
Acquaintances, I'd wager, as it was a
What's
bit closer.
going on?
We've got 5 guards coming this way from across the crevasse.
Oh, don't worry about them. Keep doing your job.
All right,
We'll worry about them when it comes to it.
you got the plan, I suppose?
I got the plan.
All right, so I guess we continue then?
All right, so you lay down.
Pick our planks back up.
All right, planks across the crevasse. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Part 1. All right. So, who would like to make an either athletics check with advantage because you guys are helping each other?
I better do that.
Athletics, I've got a +5 to that.
I think big beefy boy.
I got a +7 for that.
No, that's
Athletics?
acrobatics. That's acrobatics, Barry.
I got acrobatics.
Yeah, your
I think
acrobatics is +7. Your athletics is not +7.
Yeah, athletics is for what? Yours is higher.
Yeah, +5. So it's probably safer if I do it.
Okay,
Advantage. Thank you for your help, friends. That's a 23.
23. All right, you managed to lay down the planks across the crevasse in such a way that none of them go tumbling down and knock Demogorgon on the head, who's hanging out down there just below on the next level.
Who?
I do love this meta information.
Oh, did I say that out loud? God damn it, I've given it away.
I'll make sure to write it down.
Yes,
All right, cool.
Yes. Goodale, you have a vision of this enormous 2-headed demon. No, you don't. I'm kidding.
All right,
Okay, let's get moving.
Am I kidding? All right.
we'll never know.
You'll never know.
Yes,
Until it's
yes,
too
you
late.
are.
Or maybe you will know. Maybe you won't not. Anyway, okay. Enough of this. Enough of this. You cross the crevasse. Or at least
cool.
you lay down the planks safely. Or
Planks.
You know, that's the very
Right,
least you do.
Tensor's disc first. Let's get this gold across.
Okay.
How long does this
I'm
disc
going
last?
I'm going to line myself up with one of the beams. Oh yes, sorry.
Pause. So,
Alright.
Tensor's disc, is that a concentration spell?
Nope.
All right. How long does it last?
It lasts an hour.
Okay, you've used 25 minutes so far.
Very good.
Perfect.
Get
Perfect.
moving, get moving, get moving.
I line myself up, so I'm perfectly aligned with it, and then I misty step because I don't trust myself to cross it naturally. I misty step myself to the other end of the ledge, and then my tensor's disc will follow me over one of the planks.
All right.
And I turn around and give him a thumbs up,
All right, you do that.
and then I make room for the rest of them, obviously.
All right. Very good. Do you have any guide ropes or anything like that across here? Not at this point, huh?
Probably not. I didn't think to do that.
You could toss me something, and I could try pull it, but I can't promise anything.
How heavy are the sleeping bags full of gold?
Fucking heavy.
Okay, so if we were to pulley it, the sleeping bags would likely tear and it would tumble into the abyss.
Quite probably.
I don't think that's a good idea. I think the best bet, honestly, is to you come back, disc. You come back, you go back, disc, and just that way it might be the safest. I assume.
I'm all out of second level spell slots.
Oh,
That was my last Misty Step.
Oh
So
dear.
I have a question for you, Edrin. What is the total weight of the Tensor's floating disc?
500 pounds.
Okay. Okay. So what may occur to you is that you could lay something bigger than the size of the disc on top of the disc, like one of the planks or one of the large pieces of wood, and use that to sort of extend the size of your sort of spread. If you wanted to, maybe that could work somewhat.
Yes, it can't travel over anything that has a deeper or steeper elevation than 10 feet. So I can't place it over the crevasse, which is why I lined up. So then when I teleported, it could go straight over the
Right.
bar.
But see, the disc itself can do that, whilst the thing sticking out on either side wouldn't have to. Why am I telling you this?
No, hang on. I'm not following. It wouldn't give any more support, would it? Because it needs to be 3 feet off of something.
Yeah, we've got multiple planks. So we have one plank down, have Tensor's disc float above that plank, and have another plank balance on top of Tensor's disc with more gold on top of that plank.
I get you.
Right.
I understand now. All right. How far's the chasm?
I'm glad someone understands
How
that.
far is the chasm? The chasm is
Yeah.
15 feet.
15 feet. I am going to back myself up to the edge and let my disc float the other 15, so it's 20 feet away from me, because it has to stay within 20 feet of me.
Brilliant. Okay.
All right.
This is as far as I can go. You might have to
That's
pile
perfect.
it all on.
That's perfect. Adric's going to do the plank thing and going to start piling some gold onto that as carefully as he can.
All right. Very good. Okay.
Good Dale's helping.
All right. So while you guys are doing that, you're piling treasure and so on and so forth, and this goes on for about 10 minutes. At which point, you hear the clatter of some metal armor or something, maybe a weapon, up ahead and around the corner, coming in your direction. And then a group of 5 soldiers come piling around the corner, and they stop and they stand on guard and they say, "Halt! Who goes there?"
Milford Brixton.
They look at each other for a moment. "Ah, we're looking for you."
In service of the Queen. Busy doing her work.
"Excellent. We've been sent to help you.
Good. You do that then.
How can we assist?"
Grab that there gold and start hoofing it up to our cart upstairs.
Do I think they're telling the truth?
You can make a
That's a good point, actually.
a Checo thing.
Insight?
Yeah,
Insight?
that one. The insight check. Yes. That
16.
16. Very good. Yeah, they seem to be telling the truth. You think they might well be telling the truth.
Okay.
There is something about what he says though that seems a bit dodgy. In fact, Edrin, you can make an insight check.
Ooh. I'm proficient in that. Let's see if this goes well. It did not. It was almost a 20.
shit.
It was so close.
Never mind.
What harm?
Too busy dealing with spells and Tensor's discs and all of that sort of thing. All right. Very
It's all
good.
quite complicated.
It's all
It truly was the
very-
tensest disc.
Yes.
It was a very tense disc.
It was a Tensor's disc. Dum-dum-dum. You all die as several fridges fall from the ceiling and squish you into oblivion.
Several drum kits.
Yes. I lie. All right. So, yes, they assist you taking the treasure that you have here up to the surface, at which point you pile it onto the cart. Can we assist you
Brilliant.
further, sir?
No, I think
Brixton.
that'll be... pardon.
Pardon.
How much more is in there, Russell?
In the chamber?
Yeah.
More treasure than you could carry in a lifetime. Little buddy Yom, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but thank you for following us. We love you.
Huzzah.
Little
right.
buddy OMG.
There is a lot of treasure, Barry. It's a you've seen like The Hobbit.
Yep.
You know the treasure
The
hoard that
dragon,
Smaug
the
has?
dragon thing.
It's
Yeah,
enormous.
yeah.
There's tons of treasure, like piles
So
of it.
they could fill some sacks and carry some over.
Of course they could.
Get some sacks and fill them and bring the treasure over.
All right.
We got to give the queen as much as we can.
Very good. Okay, so you guys do that. They grab some sacks and they start coming down back down the thing with you, back to the treasure. Yeah.
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 All right. Everyone make a perception check, please, as you go back into the treasure chamber.
Never a good sign.
Shit. 7.
Same.
Yo,
16.
your rolls are hitting us
Whoops.
mad hard.
There was an
19.
accidental insight in there. I got a 16 for perception. The insight was accidental.
Okay.
19.
All right. So, Milford and Edrin. Now, you were just thinking about how much treasure there was in there.
Yeah.
And as you come back in here, it looks like it's about 30% less than there was. Like, the amount of treasure that was here a few minutes ago, or like within the last hour, has significantly reduced. Not enough that it's all gone, but like a whole portion of it. It's like it's shrunk.
Okay, get the guards to hurry up with the bags.
Like, you know where the treasure line was against the prow of the treasure ship, the
Yeah,
burial
it's
ship.
gone down.
It's gone down. And there's other places too where you can see literally it just seems lower, like there's less stuff there. That
Okay.
big book that you guys tried to bury at some point, it's sticking back out of the treasure again. It's sort of
That's
sitting
not
on
good.
top.
Yes. I turn to Adric and say in Dwarvish, what are we going to do about that?
The book. Well, that's. Well, I 2 thoughts. 1, we just. 3 thoughts. 1, the easiest, set it on fire. See if that works. 2, throw it into that huge ass hole over there. 3, you know the crevasse that the lepers came out of? So if we blind ourselves with a blindfold, not with like a knife or anything, and then carry that to the hole and brace it there so the face is looking in that general direction, anyone looking at it might just go, oh shit, it's not worth it, is it?
That literally made me shiver for a moment.
Which idea?
All of them, but especially the last one.
Putting the book up.
Yeah.
I am more afraid of someone potentially coming across it. I mean, the type of people who would want to read that book would be the type of people who wouldn't mind approaching it.
So, fire?
Fire or into the water, maybe? The water
Let's
that
try-
the ship is on?
Let's try the fire.
I don't think your fire's gonna work
So,
on a magic book.
as far as water is concerned in this room, there are some large puddles.
Large enough for the book?
Yeah, you don't know whether that would even submerge the book, but it might. Maybe. You mean you could put the book in the puddle? Yeah, probably. Yeah. You reckon
soggy
you'd probably get it under the water line of one of these bigger puddles? Looking around now,
Alright.
you think that one over there might be big enough to drag the book into, but it wouldn't be like very deep under it. It would just be barely below the surface of the puddle.
So, that hole over there looks like it's big enough to submerge the book somewhat. And, you know, worst case scenario, the top's out, scaring whatever comes by. And the best part is that the pages might get wet. No one opens that and go, oh, I can't read this because the ink's all smudged.
You
Blood
really
wouldn't
think
have
it's gonna be that simple? I don't think so.
Well, I've no ideas besides wanton destruction and using it as a sort of gun to the lepers. That and well, nice. It seems like a relatively unholy artifact. Goodale, perhaps you have some thing that you can
Goodale!
do with it.
Can you bless the book so it destroys it?
Blast it?
Bless
Aye.
the book.
bless, blast, held a ceremony, throw something hot on it.
Exorcism was something like that.
I don't have any spell slots for ceremony.
Ah, shit. All right.
Oh,
Well, we could come back later.
okay.
I could
No,
bless
he's
it.
You can bless it. What's that gonna do?
Yeah, see, that's more for helping allies.
Also, by no means offense to your abilities, Miss Telandaran, but I feel a book entombed with the great vizier of the giants isn't going to be
You're quite
easily
right.
gotten rid of. I think we should try burn it, and if we can, bless it. But I am also aware that there are things out there that are not so easily disposed of by mortal means.
Can you burn it then?
We'll give
I'll
it a
do
go.
my best, and I'll just firebolt at the book.
You fire a firebolt at the book.
Yeah.
It goes,
Oh, well, now we know.
and a little dot of flame comes sparking back in your direction.
Okay. Have we got anything to cover the book with?
But when you did that, you had to look at it, so you can make a saving throw, a wisdom saving throw. Adrian.
I could.
12.
12. Adrian, you're feeling a little woozy and a little bit sick. And you can feel this sort of oppressive presence of the book really kind of drilling into your mind. It's kind of... You feel there must be a spell in this book that must be super powerful. The kind of spell in this book that would change the world. Something truly, truly impressive. Something that could give you everything that you ever needed. All the things, you could solve a lot of problems with this book. There's some very powerful magic locked up in this. Every page of this book must be filled with the most powerful spells anybody has ever seen in centuries.
Oh my god.
You're sure of it?
Someone's setting something up.
Do we notice that he's...
He looks a little dazed. Yeah, you can make a perception check.
Yes, I might need to sit down for a minute or two, if that's all right.
You're looking a bit pale, friend. Take a wee break.
For a minute or two.
Do I hear a fridge plummeting?
It hits something, but we don't see what.
It was... It's the dungeon master.
The voice of God rings in my ears. Like, I hate that.
Can we get anything to wrap this book in?
One of the soldiers says, I have this bag, sir. Is this of any use?
Then that'll do it, I think. Does it look like it would do it?
You're not sure if it's big enough, but if you rip it, you might be able to cover
Yeah,
one side.
I'll
of the
cut
book.
cut it with my knife. And, yeah.
The book. It's not the book. The bag. All right.
And
Yeah.
Russell, can I have a quick look amongst the treasure to see if there's like a sheet or another special item that I could use to cover the book or anything else, really?
There is no cloth among the treasure here.
Okay. All right.
So Barry, you've got
A giant
this-
shield, perhaps?
A giant shield. Make an investigation check.
Can do.
Can I make an investigation check for...
It was almost 19!
For the lock, for the key to
For the
the
key to the book.
lock on the book.
Oh wow. Okay, so you're specifically looking for keys. All right. You
Yeah.
can make an investigation check. Yeah.
Am I proficient in that? I am.
Milk
22.
far out.
Oh shit.
Okay. Adrian, you're looking around for a key to the book, and you have this intuitive feeling kind of go through you, this sort of electric sense that walks you around the treasure chip through the various piles of gold and these massive Annam strike coins, those huge coins the size of dinner tables with King Annam's face printed on them. And As you walk around behind one of these with the jewels glistening and reflecting in your face, the light from above and the crack from the ceiling that's now pouring daylight down through a very narrow beam, the narrow beam comes down and strikes this key among the treasure, a huge key, a key about a foot long, and it has 3 gems on it of red and 3 of blue. And it looks to be of approximately the correct size for this book.
Edrin's gonna, when he saw it, he's just gonna keep continuing around.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit down. He says, yes, I'm not feeling you to. The gold's been going missing, and I think it's good if I was to stay with the ship and make sure no one else comes at it. If I need help, I can send Tup to alert you to anything. But otherwise, I think, and I'm not too well. I think a rest of sorts would be good for me. I'm feeling low on energy right now.
Ethan, you're a wee bit. Actually, can I roll a perception check to see if I can tell something's wrong with them?
Yep. You can also all see that the soldiers are in complete awe of everything here. They are just like mind blown. That was a 21 perception. Clearly, Edrin is out of sorts.
Ethan, I don't think it's safe for you to be alone here. You're very, very out of it right now. I think it would be safer to have you with us.
Mr. Edrin, could I offer you a spell, perhaps? Would you like a resistance spell?
Oh no, I'll be all right. It's just I'm feeling a bit woozy is all. If you want, if as Edric said, if need be, if you want me to, I can always continue to come with.
I believe it would be safer if at least someone stayed behind with you, just in case something came out of the holes.
Why don't you go up the top, my dear friend? Why don't you go up the top and supervise things up there?
Edric or Edrin?
Edrin. Edrin.
I am going to cast Detect Thoughts on Edrin.
Fascinating. The plot thickens.
To have a listen and see what's
Surface.
going through his mind.
Surface thoughts, please, Edrin Montcoff.
Surface thoughts. Trying to get alone. Feeling bad about this kind of thing, as well as something to do with a beach.
A very bleak beach, I think.
A very bleak beach.
Not a beach like as in Miami Beach, but more like a very dark, bleak beach in the middle of nowhere in the most northern part of the tip of the world kind of a beach. A beach where there is, in fact, if I may, Edrin, if these are your memories coming back from your subconscious, yeah?
Yes, although it is very surface thoughts.
Right. So how deep are you going to go, Leith? How deep can you go into these thoughts? There's a very weighty presence on this beach.
Initially, surface thoughts the creature. What is most on its mind at the moment. As an action, you can either shift your attention to another creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper into the same creature's mind. If you probe deeper, the target must make a wisdom saving throw. Sure, I'll probe deeper.
Okay, wisdom saving throw, please, Edrin Montcoff.
Of course.
You can always choose to fail it if you want to.
11.
You do fail. Very good. He probes deeper. All right.
Right.
You guys, that was not an appropriate laugh.
You see, although it's very like, yes, open the book, get open the book, see what's in there. you linked to that, there's this desolate grey beach with very black waters. The horizon just goes and goes and goes until it's mist. And
Do I recognize the beach, Russell?
You do not recognize the speech.
Okay.
and after a while, not after a while, as there's this black mountain of tentacles and scales and stuff just kind of resting along the miles of beach front that is there.
I'm just going to very, very subtly and as sort of slowly as I can move towards Edric. And when I get to Edric, I'm going to take him aside and whisper to him, we have to keep Mr. Edrin away from the book.
Leith, you also are aware that of whatever you're looking at seems to be some sort of memory, and what you are literally seeing is some form of cosmic horror washed up on this beach. Some huge, enormous Cthulhuid-like kraken beast with these massive tentacles that run all the way down the beach for miles, just sitting on the beach, dead.
Quick question with detect thoughts. Does the person know you're probing after a certain point?
I don't think so.
Into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state is something that lives
Russell?
large in its
Yes, Ben.
mind.
Have I succeeded in repping the book yet?
Either way, the target knows that you are probing into its mind, and unless you shift your attention to another creature's thoughts, the creature can use its action on its turn to make an intelligence check contested by your intelligence check. If it succeeds, the spell ends.
Okay.
That is what Edrin is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to do an intelligence check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Contested against mine.
I got a 13.
I got an 11.
Oh. All right. So, Edrin, you throw Leith out of your brain.
I'm going to quickly move to Edric in that case and
Edrin just stands up
tell him this.
faster than his corpulent body would typically allow.
All right. And Milford, you're trying to cover the book, so you're going to make a wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Wisdom saving throw.
18.
Ooh, nice. All right, so you cover your eyes as you approach the book, and you just cast this bit of cloth over the side of the book, and you cover the surface of it.
Yeah.
With this piece of cloth.
Okay.
In Elvish, I'm going to say to Leith, Mr. Mistralaf, that was very rude. And you kind of just see from his sleeve his wand kind of drops down into his palm.
Just as I'm about to open my mouth to Edric, I turn to Edrin and say, in common, I'm sorry, sir, it was for your own good. And then I turn to Edric and tell him, we need to get Mr. Edrin away from this book, as far away from this book as possible.
Wait, do I hear that?
Leith, you are aware of the sound of these huge hooves echoing through the chamber.
As I can only Leith hear it?
Only Leith can hear this.
Okay.
Well,
I'm sure it won't be all that
What?
hard.
What's
wrong?
Trust in
wrong?
yourself, Leith, Mr. Lath. I am just observing here.
Leith, you look like you've seen a ghost.
Trust in your power, Mr. Lath. You do right.
We need to get Mr. Edrin away.
Correct.
Away.
The
Now.
book is evil.
All right.
Um,
Edrin, let's head upstairs and get you some air. We've probably been down here a bit too long.
Edrin looks at Leith, then at the book that's covered up, then at Edric, and just nods and starts to follow Edric.
That's a good man. Leith, I'll take him upstairs. You lot, let's get some more gold.
Where are you?
I'll tell one of the guards to get some more covering stuff.
Reveal yourself.
He nods and does that.
Fast.
Tozen stands behind you, Leith. His head pops around the side of your shoulder.
And I'll just look at them all and go, he is here.
You do well, Mr. Lath.
You must leave.
Who's
I am here to protect you.
And he must leave, yes?
It would be wise.
Mr. Edrin, leave now.
We're going. Don't worry, Leith. I don't know what's gotten into you.
He is in great trouble. And it is destined that we must all be together.
Well, Leith, would you like to come upstairs with us?
Yes,
All right.
as long as we are together.
All right.
We must all go up then?
Yes.
Okay.
And get the cart to the place.
All right. We'll get the cart.
But we must go now.
All right. That sounds reasonable. I think we've probably got enough gold for the moment.
All right.
Yes.
So you guys extricate yourselves from the chamber once more?
I make sure that book is wrapped, and I showed them how to do it without looking at it.
Okay, very good.
And I'll
Milford.
take charge of it.
Milford, please don't touch it.
I know what I'm doing, lad. But I'll take your advice.
We need to go, please.
Oh, don't have a baby, lad. We'll just finish this. Anybody else gets this, it's real
Can you
trouble.
show them?
All right, so the soldiers tie up the book with
Yep.
the cloth.
And I put it on my back if it doesn't do anything to me and get it out of there. Like a knapsack, like a,
Okay, Milford, can you make a perception check, please?
Okay. Hang on, perception again. Oh.
18. Was it? Oh, wait, sorry, 17.
17.
17. Okay, Milford, what you notice is two of the guards have literally taken off their helmets. You're watching this as these other guys, the rest of the player characters, have left the room.
Yeah.
And they're heading off back upstairs again, and you're here dealing with the book and the soldiers. Two of the soldiers have taken off their helmets and literally put them down, and one of them has just sat down on the treasure. Like, he's just sat down. He's like not going to do any more work. He's just going to have a bit of a rest. And he looks like he's in a daze, and the other guy is sort of standing across from him, and he's doing the same thing. And the other three guards are like, "Hey, what are you doing? You can't do this now. We need to go. What are you doing?" And one of them slaps one of the dazed guys, and he's like, "What?" And they seem to have this argument that sort of ensues at that point. What are you doing, Milford?
Okay. You fellas, stop it now!
We can't go. We have to stay here and guard the book. We have to keep it here. It lives here. This is its place. It's one of the
I
guardians
do
of this.
dash,
Uh-huh.
and I've got the book rigged on my back like
Oh,
a
no,
knapsack.
no, you don't. No, you don't. The book is way too big to fit on your back.
All right. You can't guard this book.
We have to guard this book. It's what we have to do. That's what it's for. It is one of the guardians of this treasure. Do you understand? It needs to stay here. This treasure is cursed.
Is it now? Where are you getting this information from?
It's coming to me. I'm not sure. I hear a voice in the back of my mind here.
We're gone from the room now, aren't we?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Okay. If that's what you really believe,
Aye.
that's what you should do, I think.
Yes. We should
Yes,
stay
yes,
here.
yes. Okay. To with the material around it now, it must have been had a rope tied around it
Yep, it
to keep
has.
the material on.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, it's got a rope around it. It looks like a package wrapped in cloth, rope around it. One of the soldiers draws out a knife, walks over to it.
No, 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 no. You're not
Cuts
going to
the
do
rope.
that, lad. And I'm going to
Starts tearing the packet open,
I'm going to put him to sleep.
but not with a sleep spell.
No,
No, how are you
that
gonna
way I normally do it.
All right, so you're gonna do some grappling. Is that correct?
Yeah,
All right, so you're gonna make it to hit roll.
to hit roll. How do I do that again?
Go down on your page to unarmed strike.
Oh, I know where that is. Yeah, hang on. Unarmed.
And heads up, it's 10:10 p.m. So we're going to try and keep this to within the next 15,
Unarmed
20 minutes
strike.
maximum.
It's unarmed strike.
Yep.
20.
All right, you hit. And you're going to try and grapple him. So you're going to make a strength check now.
That's the next one, eh?
No, that's strength.
Oh, my strength.
Yep. your
Okay.
strength. Make a straight out.
Okay.
Um,
Straight out. Yeah, I know what
Straight
you
out
mean. I
strength
know what
check.
you want.
yeah.
I'm going to do it now. Strength. 6.
Okay, he slips out of your grasp and jumps backwards. You don't understand. You don't understand. And the other one starts moving in on the book from the other side.
Okay.
You need to leave, Brixton.
You're not getting this book.
I feel that it is too late, Mr. Brixton. We already have the book. There are 5 of us. Wait, says one of the others. I'm not with you. And neither is he, are you? You're not with... No. And they pair off. There's at least 3 of them that are on your side, and there's 2 of them that seem to have decided that they need to guard the book.
I'll take the one. Okay, then. I'll just leave. You're winning. I'll turn around
Uh-huh.
and then spin back, take one as he thinks I'm gone. Going.
Yeah.
Spin out and stab him with my
You're
swords.
going to stab him.
Yeah. Literally let him have it.
All right, roll to hit.
Hang on. I have to. Oh, crap. This is so. Whew. Roll a hit.
Players
Okay.
say, can't live with them, can't live without them.
That's my short sword. It's 116
16 hits.
and 7 damage.
All right.
And the other one,
Hold on.
I've got 2 swords.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yep, okay, so 7 damage plus another hit.
Another
this
16?
Time, yep,
Yeah.
but you don't add the strength modifier this time.
Okay, so what do I do to
So you roll the damage, and then you look at the actual roll and the formula of the roll to see what the base roll was for the damage.
Okay, I'll just push it because I don't quite understand.
I can look at it. Okay,
6.
It's 3. Right, because it's 3 plus 3 equals 6, right?
Okay, I see.
Right.
I see what you mean now.
So it was 7 plus 6. All right. You literally kill him with 2 blows, or you basically attack him, and he drops
Okay.
to the ground in front of you and dies.
Okay.
The one opposite him, the other 3 guards are totally freaked out by this. The 4th one, who's still dazed as well, immediately leaps towards you, attacking you, drawing his longsword, and strikes you. He hits you and does 8 points of damage.
Okay. All
You now
right.
have 10 hit points, Mr. Milford Brixton.
Okay.
Anybody who's leaving and is on their way up the chamber right now may hear the sound of metal on metal. So if they would like to make a perception check, that would be possible.
Sure thing.
Leith,
Oh,
18.
so
Gale,
close.
18. Adrian,
18.
7.
All right, so Leith and Goodale, you both immediately hear the sound of fighting behind you.
Oh, and I guess I spot that Milford's missing from the group.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, Milford, no! He needs to stay away from the book, not engage. There is great evil presence behind that book.
Is Milford guarding the book?
I don't know.
Edrin just starts running back.
Stay there, Mr. Edrin. And I will actually try to physically restrain Edrin.
Adrian,
Goodale casts command on him. Oh, can I?
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Oh, no.
I don't have the spell slot. Oh wait, yes, I've got it in my second round. All right, I cast a command on.
I'm going to do better.
Oh, okay, you do better.
I'm going to come up, cast Charm Person on Edrin.
All right.
Charm Person and say, Mr. Edrin, stay where you are. I'm very sorry for doing this. Stay right where you are.
All right, so you get to make a persuasion check with advantage.
19.
All right. Ooh. Very good. Adrian, you can make a insight check with disadvantage.
Hey. Is there no save for Charm Person?
Is there a save? There might well be a save. Probably a charisma saving throw, actually, come to think of it.
Oh, I think it's a wisdom saving throw for Charm Person.
Wisdom saving throw, sorry. I'm getting tired. What's your wisdom saving throw say?
Oh, okay. I was making sure that's the thing.
Yeah.
My wisdom saving throw is a 17 against Leith's spell save DC.
What's your spell save DC, Leith?
I would tell you if I could see my character sheet, but D&D Beyond has just packed a sad on me.
No. Okay, I'll be able to tell you in a second.
I think it's 13.
It is 13. Yep. Okay,
Yep.
so he passes the check. So Edrin, you can ignore him if you so choose.
Oh, after having obviously resisted a spell from Leith, I just stop running, turn, drop my wand, and just grab him by his collar and push him against the wall.
Mr. Edrin, no!
Enough! And I'm going to become a giant and pick them both up by their scruffs.
Okay, very good. I don't think you need to make a check to do that.
No, I
And,
weigh nothing.
Yeah. Right.
Just holding them both above their heads.
All right.
You're done. And my eyes are going to flash chromatic, and my stone rune is going to flash as well.
Who did you say that to?
To Edrin,
Right.
because he's acting weird.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm going to need you to make a saving throw against. Oh God! Thanks, D&D Beyond. Give me a second.
Yeah. Is yours gone down as
wow.
well?
Yeah.
You're getting runtime errors?
Jeez.
Yeah.
That
Sorry.
seems like it might be a...
T.L. Greyheart says stomp time.
Oh no.
Time.
Not this time, my friend. Because I'm going to use my stone rune to put Edrin into a trance. It is another wisdom saving throw when D&D Beyond does its thing.
Right,
Actually,
so
hold on. I'll just pull it up on my.
That was only a
He
6.
failed.
Okay.
It's a 6. Yeah.
So his eyes glaze over and he just slips into a dreamy slumber.
All right.
Oh.
So
And I'm going to carry him over my shoulder as we head on our way out. I assume we're not out yet.
All right, no, you're not. And you're taking Leith with you, are you?
Yeah.
No, I put Leith down.
You put Leith down. Okay, cool. Goodale.
How'd
So,
You can turn down to Leith.
so
You're
Goodale
down
and
Thank
Leith,
you.
because I want you to behave.
Goodale and Leith are the ones that both heard the fighting coming from behind.
Mr. Leith, what should we do about Milford?
I do think we need to go and get Mr. Milford, but Adric, please,
Aye.
please look after Idrin.
Don't you worry.
Okay. Can I send Milford a message and just ask him if he can get out of the cave?
What's the range on the message spell?
120 feet.
No, it's too far.
Dang. Okay. Well,
You
I
could
think...
you could run. You could dash about 60 feet and then send it, and that would probably work.
Okay, I will do that. So I'll dash, send a message, which is a cantrip.
All right.
Mr. Brixton, are you able to get out of that cave?
Need healing now.
Leith, we have to go. He needs us.
Yes.
So you call that out to Leith, because Leith didn't dash with you when you cast
All right.
the spell. Unless he did. Did you dash with her?
I'll be following along at least at a clip.
Okay, all right. So you're pacing along behind her. Okay, so she
Yep.
just calls this out to you. You hear it. Very good. Okay, so Barry, Milford, you are in combat.
Yes.
All right, I need an initiative from you.
Initiative. Oh, can I say I got a good one? Oh. Okay, all right. I'm having a hard day in the office today. 7.
7. All right.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so one of the guards, this final guard, takes a swing at you with his longsword and misses. You basically dodge out of the way. He looks a bit dazed anyway, so he's not doing his greatest work here.
Okay.
What do you do in return?
I attack. I've got no choice.
All right, roll a hit with your short swords. The other 3 guards that are not dazed at this point actually just run.
14.
Unfortunately, that misses.
The other one, hang on.
All right, bonus action, attack with your offhand.
23.
That hits like hell. Roll your damage.
4.
Okay. That knocks out the second guard.
How many left?
They're gone. You killed one. 3 ran
Okay.
away, and this
Do
guy's.
they have spears or?
Yep, they had spears and swords.
Can I put that through the rope so I can get somebody to lift either side without touching the book? 2 people?
You could do that. At that point, Leith and Goodale come charging in, past these 3 guards that are running away. They look terrified, by the way. They look absolutely terrified.
Mr. Brixton, no, don't touch the book.
You can't leave it here.
We must.
Whoever gets it will have the power.
That is not for you to decide.
It's not for you to decide either.
Well, I'm not helping you. That book is evil and should remain here.
Don't you think that if these wizards get this book, they're not gonna use it?
Of course they will. But if we remove it, we will be as corrupted as they are.
Not if we touch either side of this spear. We can take it and drop it into the thing, and nobody gets it.
The thing. You mean the crevasse?
The crevasse. It's the only choice we got.
Do you know where that leads? I don't know where that leads.
Do you want the wizards to get it? Because we'll all be dead if they get it.
Well, perhaps they should.
That just shows what a child you can be. Get to getting it or people are going to die.
Well,
Ask your friend.
I don't want you to die, Milford.
Ask your friend.
You are more important to me than anything.
Get in contact with your friend.
Leith,
You know,
what
the
makes-
one with the horn. See what he says.
I'll put my hand to my temple and just half-heartedly see if I can connect with Tozen.
You can make a wisdom check.
Oh, please, please, get in contact with him.
15.
You hear the voice surround you, and Tozen says, "Your destiny is your own, Mr. Lath. I cannot make this decision for
Why
you."
are these bastards always
He-
so helpful?
He has told me that I must forge my own path.
Well,
and
what do you want to do with it? You want to leave it for the
Leave
wizards,
it.
or do you want to throw it
Leave
away?
it, Milford. Leave it.
I don't think it's a good decision.
So Goodale
It's a
is
better
standing here.
it's a
too, by
better
the way.
decision than my losing you all.
Okay, if that's what you really... What about you? What do you think?
I believe, Mr. Brixton, that if Leith is this certain about it, we should probably do as he says. He's never been this certain about anything since I've met him.
Good point. He pulls a spear away and then does what? Leaves this.
Leith was just about to cast a spell at Milford and sees Milford
put your handies down.
sees Milford do that and like drops his hands and says, "Let us leave, Milford. I'm sorry to be in disagreement with you, but I
Oh,
know
don't worry, boy. It's gonna happen. I just don't want the wizards to get that thing.
it would destroy them before they could get it.
Couldn't we hide it from them?
I wouldn't risk it."
Oh, look what it did to our mate, and he's wiser than us. I suppose you're right. Okay. Oh, and by the way, that whole immature thing, I'm sorry. I panicked.
All right, so you guys
I-
head on out.
Yeah.
Okay. And where do you go when you get to the
Leith,
surface?
Leith mutters as they're leaving, "I understand, Milford, but please don't do that again."
All right. So you get to
Goodale
Yep.
sends a little cantrip over her shoulder to like send a spray of coins and things over the book,
Okay.
just to hide it a little bit.
All right. What do you use for that?
I thought I would use maybe a word of radiance.
What does that do?
Eh. Burning radiance erupts from you.
Okay. All right. Well, it does. The burning radiance erupts from you. And the book seems to absorb it into its dark aura.
Okay. So, what are we going to do?
Sizzles.
Oh, we go to the room.
Yep. Goodale?
I was just going to say I didn't hit the book with it. I was aiming at the coins to make a spray of coins fly over it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So you're trying to hide it a little bit. All right. I'll
Yeah.
get you to make a deception check.
Perception?
Deception.
Oh,
Deception.
deception.
7. It's not especially effective, to be fair.
No.
But it was an effort. You made an effort.
You hear this light voice behind you say, "Goodale."
Coming!
Follow.
All right. So you guys head out of the crevasse, out of the hole, out of the
Yeah.
dig site to the surface. You've got a cart loaded up with treasure sitting there. There's 3 guards looking very terrified, sitting around that cart. They look kind of guilty, actually. They sort of look a bit suspicious, but this is probably not the time to deal with them. You suspect maybe they might have stolen a few coins off the top of it or something. You're not sure.
Yeah. Well, who could blame them?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Okay, right.
One of them literally drops a coin out of his pocket.
They're skimming off the skimmers.
They're skimming off the skimmers who are skimming off the skimmers.
Who can blame him?
Just so everybody knows, by now, both my giant's might feat and my dream state only last for a minute. So
Okay.
probably by the time they get to the cart, Edrin is bound, he is gagged, and I have his wand in my hand.
I dropped it anyway, yeah.
Oh yeah, so I've got your wand in my hand.
All right.
Okay, let's get to the room, empty this cart, and that's our last lot.
And just before we go, I'm gonna tap Leith on the shoulder. You and I need to have a chat about what happened back there. But for the moment,
Yes.
I trust you, and I want you to hold on to this. And I'm gonna hand him Edrin's wand. We need to have a very good chat, eh?
Thank you, Mr. Edric. That means a lot. And understand that my intentions are good.
I do understand that. I do understand that. And I'm gonna turn to look at Edrin. Please, don't make me hurt either of you again. It won't end well for any of us. I promise you that. Thank you.
All right. So you take the cart to the secret chamber,
Yeah,
okay, and you deliver the treasure in there.
yeah,
You've already got a system for this because you've done it a few times now.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm not going to cause you any trouble with that.
Okay.
And you managed to deliver that whole cartload of treasure to the secret chamber.
And we say that's our last lot. We make sure they know it's our last lot.
Who do you make sure of that to?
So somebody must have helped get it out.
Right.
They did last time.
Okay. I'm going to say that there is a young man named, I can't remember his name, I'm going to call him Gwill, sitting on his buttocks on the stairs in the secret chamber,
Yeah.
which is adjoining from the secret door from the tunnel that leads underneath the palatial district that you've been using to smuggle shit out of the Barakyle, or for the Barakyle envoy. Okay, and Gwill looks up as you come in, and he says that he will pass on a message to Drazail's people, and they will collect this treasure load on your behalf. At which point, you guys can expedite your journey back to the Barakyle envoy, if that is indeed where you are heading.
Yes.
How much of this treasure are we taking? Is this not...
Well, this is a conversation you can have in the room, I think, at the Barakyle envoy.
Okay.
Get ready to open the window when you go to the room.
So we'll say that you're in the room and you've checked the window, and you don't find any new appliances, shall we say, spying on you this time. Okay, so over to you guys.
Edrin is dumped gently, bound and gagged onto my bed. All right, Edrin, I'm going to ungag you. I'm not going to unbind you just yet. We'll have no funny business, will we?
I have your wand.
Good. I hope you know how much it broke my heart to do that to you. And I undo the gag.
And I am sorry for any ill will you may harbor towards me. But it was for your own good.
Yes, well, thank you both.
You're welcome.
Now,
What? I'm going to go kneel beside him, lying on the bed, and I'm just going to whisper into his ear, "What was the beach about?"
Edrin just looks over at him and just shakes his head.
Okay. Some other time then.
How do we know if the book is still possessing our friend, as it were?
We don't. That's why he's still bound.
Well, I don't have an eager need to go see it right now. Not that I have the ability to anyway.
Can I roll to see if he's bullshitting us?
Yeah, you can make an insight check, please.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I might do that as well.
Okay.
Same.
That is a 21.
I'll leave that to them.
Yeah, it's an 18 from me as well.
All right.
Edrin just wants a drink.
Yeah, you can see Edrin eyeing up that bottle over there in the corner. That's what's on his mind.
Oh, the bottle that wasn't there yesterday.
Yes.
It was a gift from somebody, I assume.
That would probably be my fine wine that I left behind.
That would be super mean if I was to walk over to the bottle and drop it out the window. So I'm not going to do that.
No, that would be mean.
Russell,
That would be wise.
Was it decided at the meeting where the plunder would go?
Where the plunder would go? Well,
Yeah.
it's being removed to a warehouse that I don't think any of you guys were privy to the conversation or the contract that was finalized on the boat. And part of the reason for that was you didn't need to know.
Okay. So that means I have to go and see.
That
the people
basically
in
means that
question.
all of the treasure that you've removed that has been handed over so far is now in the hands of the triumvirate, and they will pay you guys out as they see fit.
Okay. So I explained that what will happen is the triumvirate will pay us out as they see fit.
Aye. Well, that
Okay.
sounds reasonable.
And what does that mean exactly, Milford?
Well, the daughters of
Twilight.
Twilight. Sorry, milady. The daughters of Twilight are part of that triumvirate with Mr. Glass. So you can rest assured he's going to keep his side of the deal, whatever that deal is to him. And the other two, well, I don't know. But between the three of them, they know better than to try and cheat each other.
So,
Because
Milford, can I get this straight, please?
Yes.
You're trying to tell me that you didn't actually have an agreement with Mr. Glass when we started this.
those gentlemen you don't have an agreement with. They decide what's good for you. And at the moment, because I haven't got any great power, as everybody might think, I've just got to go with the flow, or else be dead somewhere in an alley. Which choice would you make?
I see. Yes.
Also, you don't make a paper trail.
Yes.
You hear from the bed.
And
Well, that's true, but why have we not been taking some for ourselves?
because
I'm sure they'd find out somehow.
Transparency is the best policy.
yes, they can cheat us, but we certainly can't cheat them.
Oh, yes, you're...
Plus, something to keep in mind, Drizel's
quite-
family. Family doesn't fuck family.
Oh, well, maybe your family doesn't. Speaking of family, do you think I could potentially retain some dignity again, Mr. Fogdar?
Well, I think we could all do with a damn drink. I know that much, even me.
Well,
Edric's gonna
yes,
squat in front of Edrin, look him in the eyes.
All right.
I think you've been through enough. And he's gonna undo the binds.
Thank you.
And Milford will go and literally pour him a drink and give him one.
Thank you. I'm going to go over to Leith. I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder and I
Le-
say,
Leith kind of tenses up a little bit.
he does the, and then slowly, and he says in Elvish, "Thank you for trying to stop me."
Can I ask you all a question?
No.
Okay, I won't then.
Go ahead.
All right. What are you all gonna do with your riches when you get them?
I'm going underground. And that's not to hide. I'm going down. So for all I know, I'm going to be dead in a few weeks. So it doesn't matter.
Okay. What are you gonna do, Leaf?
Well, dependent on how much money, I may return home. and
What about you,
help
sir?
out my clan.
What about you, my drinking buddy?
I have some dues I need to pay.
Okay. What about you, milady?
Well, until this moment, it hadn't occurred to me that I would have much need for it, but perhaps I might try to buy my brother out of his servitude.
I beg your pardon.
Uh, my brother was convinced rather, shall we say, harshly that he needed to join the Black Guard, and I would very much like to try to get him out if I could.
Russell, do I know what the Black Guard is?
Oh, yes, you know the Black Guard. The Black Guard are essentially King Ivran Erethanai's SS. They are the ones that knock on your door and you shit your pants. They operate primarily in the elven lands of Sidari El Tularathion, which is just the elven kingdoms, basically. And they occasionally can be seen elsewhere, but that's pretty much where they operate. They're like an elite force of military police and special forces, if you like. And they control things at the highest levels. They raid houses and take people away. What you know about them is that they have been tasked with collecting all of the magic items they can get their hands on in the world and bringing them to the king. They also track down magic users and get them to work for the king. So that's pretty much that's most of the story there. You've also heard rumors that King Ivran uses them to eliminate his enemies, including his own bloodline. Anyone that might have a claim on the throne.
Hearing this, Adric's going to look over at Milford. Aye, that Black Guard then.
You got a brother in the Black Guard, have you?
Indeed, I do. A father as well.
I've got a curiosity question that you should ask your brother next time you see him. Ask him if he's happy in the Black Guard.
If I am so fortunate as to be able to see him again, I will ask him that.
Because it would be good for us all, for our triumvirate, although it's not three. This is what I'm getting at. Should we not work together? We make a good team.
Of course we should.
Nobody needs to...
Everything depends on us working together.
To that point, Leith, I was terribly sorry, Milford. You know, I'm with you all. Great, good stuff. You've been acting a bit strange since the cavern, since we woke up this morning.
This is a good point. You've been very decisive.
I don't really want to talk about it.
Aye?
Not right now.
That's fine by me.
But trust me when I say that this has been foretold, that we are to be together.
Not a fan of prophecy. Not a fan.
But you see, you've got a little problem and you've got to go to some place. And if you go to that place with all of us, and if you find out from your brother that he isn't happy there, ask him to do me a wee favor. Stay there. It'd be good to have a contact in the Black Guard, wouldn't it?
I suppose it would. I hadn't thought of the Black Guard being good for anything, but if there's some use for it, then...
Depending on his own personal happiness.
Yes, of course. Of course. I'm not meaning to force him to stay there.
Now, I don't want to be rude and interrupt you too much, but it is 11:15.
This is also true.
So
Yeah.
feel free to wind this up in your own time. I don't want to push it, but at the same
Okay,
time, I don't want to.
so that's as much as Milford wants.
I will take it under advisement, Mr. Brixton.
Good.
Alpha,
good,
you
good.
already know my opinion on us staying together. I'm more than willing to travel with you, but I've got to go down.
Well, that means if we're all together on this, once you've paid your bills, once you've done your thing, Leaf, once you've done your thing, we'll all go down with you.
I'd be
Including-
eternally grateful.
Me.
I do appreciate all of you.
You're a good sort, Leith. You're a good sort.
Then let's say cheers to that.
Adrian, a cheers for us, please.
Cheers. May we have more occasions to drink together.
And
Not like today, I hope.
we quit there, I think. That can be the last line of the story tonight.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! So thank
Let's
you,
get past.
thank you everyone for coming and watching our little game and sticking it out with us and all the things. So yeah, thank you again, and thank you players for playing along with my crazy storyline and
Thank
stuff.
you, Russell. That was
Thank
a
you, Russell.
great.
Yes, thank you, Russell.
That was a great opportunity to really dig into some role play tonight. Awesome.
Great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We shall talk more, but after we finish our stream, we cannot have these audience members overhearing our deep plot.
Shard has our
plans.
secrets.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, T. Earl Greyhot. I think so too. It was pretty cool. You know what I loved about it was the fact that I could sit back through like 90% of that whole game and not actually do anything. That was fun.
we would love more followers as well, T.L. Greyhot. So go out and tell everyone you know
Yeah. Please.
about us if you're enjoying this.
Yeah, you've stuck
If
it
you're
out this
enjoying this
far.
game.
That we must be doing something right, which is
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, please do, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.
Good night, everyone.
Night,
Goodbye.
guys.
Good night.
Bye.